Dad.
And so after they finish their watch, they call on to Spis, and I guess just Spis, since Alma just doesn't wake up. Sleeping like a rock. Um, so yeah, what do you want to do for your watch?
um, Spith was explicitly told, well, not Spith specifically, but we were told not to eat anything weird. Um, and that is gonna remind Spith that, oh yeah, I have that weird potion on me.
Oh God.
Mm,
Yes.
no
Um,
one's here to stop you.
yeah, there's no one here to stop me. Uh, and I've been reminded that I have this by being told that I shouldn't do anything. um, so Spitz is gonna pull out that potion, swirl it, look around, and take a sip.
Right.
Spis just dies.
Yes.
Potion of insta death.
Oh god, my weird sunset potion that I got so long ago.
Potion of horrible taste and inert ingredients because it's been sitting in your it's been sitting in your bag at room temperature.
It was supposed to be refrigerated this whole time.
Wait, does that mean it curdled?
Oh god.
Oh no.
Chunky. Mmm.
I mean, technically, it wouldn't poison Spith. It would, so she'd be fine. She just has to chew a
I
little.
don't know. Textures are a little fucked up, Spis.
She just
Yes,
has to chew a
but-
little. It's fine.
Oh
Like,
God.
but
Cottage-
reflex is a thing.
Cottage
Does
cheese.
Spitz have a gag reflex? Oh gosh.
Spith. Okay, listen. Spith's what are they like? Her food things. They are molded. I don't think Spith
Yeah.
cares.
That is
Still
true.
fair.
Spitz does just eat moldy stuff, you know? What would
Actually,
moldy
yeah.
stuff? Okay.
Great.
So you take a sip from the strange, colorless, almost colorless, or I think it was like gray, like a stony blue.
It
was a
was-
sunset potion, so like
Yeah,
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Sunset potion. You're right.
It
You're
looked like a
absolutely
sunset.
right.
fancy, like
Bees on a date night.
There was a couple of effects that could happen, and I rolled for which one could happen.
I'm so
Some
excited.
really-
Fuck.
Some of these are absolutely ridiculous, and then some are just regular, so beneficial.
Okay.
This is also very fitting for you as well. Maybe not you here, but you someone else. You'll know. You take a sip and you start feeling bizarre. In fact, you start feeling larger.
Oh no.
Oh.
You don't look larger. You look down at your hands, and they're not hands.
Mhm.
They're hooves.
Stove top.
You look at your legs, and they're also hooves. And you get this unresistible urge to neigh.
Cool.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm so excited.
You're a horse, Spis, as far as you know.
Did it? Okay. So is it like the one Circe can do, where she keeps her like mind, but she's just physically an animal, or is it like the full like polymorph thing or whatever, where mind and body are kind of horse?
I don't know.
what do you mean you don't know?
You gotta figure that one out.
Even God said you don't know.
You're a horse, Spis.
How much agency do you have?
How much agency do I have?
Yeah, like,
This-
can
this-
you make yourself do things, or is it a horse brain? Like, that's kind of like the distinction, I think, with wild shapes
Is
and
it a-
polymorphs.
Ghost
Okay.
horse?
You can try to do something. What do you want to do, Spis?
Yeah. Can I try and just walk around, like kind of back and forth?
Yeah, you walk around just fine. Are you walking on your forelegs or are you walking on just your hind legs?
I'm trying to walk on all four legs.
Yeah.
Like,
You can hear the hooves hit the sand as you walk around on all fours.
do I have any idea, like, how long this might last? Like, do I have any feeling?
Nope. You've done no experimentation with this potion at all.
Let's go.
You just took a sip and it does its effect and that's it. I only know how long this lasts. You did just take a sip. So
Yeah. Well then, Spis is just gonna kind of nod to herself, like, okay, cool, and just gonna just continue her watch as a horse.
okay.
Um,
Is that all you're gonna do for tonight?
yeah, that's all she wanted to do was just see what the potion did.
Okay. So you continue your watch as a horse, and morning comes. Technically, the earliest to wake would be at Circe, because Circe only really sleeps for 4 hours, I believe.
Early riser,
Yeah, early riser.
right with the sun.
So if you were to wake Circe, you would be the first to come out, right after Spis is gonna finish her watch.
What does this horse look like?
Yeah, I wake up as I normally do with the sun as it like sort of starts to peek over, and I kind of flutter up above where Castilla is, because most people don't rise immediately as the sun goes up, so she normally would be quite quiet.
Mhm.
And the first thing she would do is stick her head out to see if those travelers are still there, and then upon, I assume, noticing that their caravan is still where they
Yep.
left it, I would
Yep.
then look to see if I could find Spis and see if
Mhm.
she's asleep or still awake.
You see Spis by the fire, on all fours.
Good lord.
Okay. I see now.
Yeah, I flutter over. And I kind of like, at an angle, sort of flutter sideways, so my head's sort of like level with hers. What are you doing? Is this like a morning yoga thing?
I mean, you understand what she says, Spis.
Spis is gonna, I don't, just try and say, I'm chilling. Does Spis still see herself as a horse?
Yeah, you still see the hooves.
Oh
underneath.
my god.
Hell, you genius! It's
Yeah, all Spis says is, chillin'.
Does she say that in common? Or
You just hear her say chill. You're hearing her talk normally.
does she look like she's fine, or is there like a
It's just Spis on all fours.
there's no like glazy look in her eye? Well, I guess she always has a glazy look in her eye because she's not really got eyeballs.
There's no pupil.
Okay. How was your watch? I noticed I hope the caravan guys didn't give you any trouble.
No, it was fine. Like, no mention of the potion.
When Spis says any of the things that she's been saying, do you make eye contact with Circe, or do you keep looking at your hoof hat?
Spis is still just kind of looking around. Spis doesn't normally really make much eye contact.
Make a
so
lot of contact.
yeah, so it wouldn't be very weird for her to just be kind of looking around.
Yeah, the only weird thing is Spis being on all fours.
Do like a think my first instinct is a medicine check to see if maybe she's been like, I know she can't be poisoned, but I think like Circe's first instinct is she kind of looks doubled over. So it's like, is she okay? She says she's okay, but we're all lying to ourselves.
Are you gonna just do visually a medicine check, or
Yeah, I don't want to touch her because I know she doesn't really like
Hmm.
being touched without asking.
Go ahead.
So just
Make
sort of
check.
like a visual check. What do we got? Pink or green?
Green.
Green. Green. What's my medicine? For a druid, I'm not proficient in it. 12 plus 5. That's someone who's better at math than me. 17? Is that right?
17. Yep.
Yes.
She looks fine.
Fine. Okay. Okay. She looks fine. I'll accept it. Okay. Yeah.
This, you look back up at Circe, and you look around and you look back down, and now it's just your hands in the sand, dug in partially.
Spis is just gonna see that. She's just gonna stand up.
I feel this. You sure you're okay?
Yeah.
Push, cry, or anything.
Well, you know how Bob told us not to eat anything weird?
Yeah.
Spis is gonna pull
I
out the
do.
sunset potion that there is now a sip missing from.
You didn't. That's hilarious.
I still don't know what it does.
I love it. Amazing. First of all. So did it do anything? Is that why you were just on
I
all
don't
fours
know.
in the sand?
Did I look like a horse to you?
A horse? No, you looked like you. You were just on like your hands and knees in the sand.
Mm.
I thought you were doing morning yoga, honestly.
All right, I still have no idea what it does.
I like that as a start, though. That's quite funny. Seemingly, I mean, to be fair, that furball, he didn't know what it is, but it
No.
feels pretty on point that it might turn you into a horse.
Well, you said I didn't look like a horse, but I
You
looked
didn't.
like. But I'm pretty sure I was a horse when you were talking to me.
Amazing. That's like that feels on brand for Phil. We only met him for 10 minutes tops, and I feel like that feels pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But that was only a sip.
Yeah. I'm pretty glad I didn't drink much more than that. I don't know how I'd get into into the vehicle.
That's it.
That'd be very weird.
It would be very weird, especially if you thought you were a horse, because horses don't normally like going and moving.
Hmm. I don't know how I'd sit.
The horses sit.
I don't know. I feel like you would know that. You and Castilla would know that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a horse. There's not usually a need to be a horse. But Castilla would know. We should ask Castilla. She's gonna be really confused though. She's gonna wake up and be like, "Why is this the first question you're asking me?" Horses sit down. Hold on. We'll go get her.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Yeah. What? What? What's wrong?
But it's a very important question.
Yeah. I'm like rubbing my eyes.
Do pointed for no other reason than pure scientific knowledge. Do
Absolutely.
horses sit down?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes.
They kind of lay, not sit. Kind of like how they can sleep standing up.
Sleep standing up?
They sleep standing up, or sometimes they lay down. It just depends on the horse.
Spis like pokes her head into the tent. Okay, but can a horse sit like a person?
Maybe I've never had a horse do that. Why is there a horse outside or something?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What does not anymore mean, girls?
Spis just holds up the sunset potion as an answer.
It got turned into a potion?
Oh yeah, I don't think she was there for that.
Oh. I don't know what this potion does. I took a sip. I still don't know what the
Spis.
potion does.
Why did you drink it?
Well, 'cause Phil asked me to.
Who's Phil?
Spitz just kind of shrugs.
Circe, please tell me you know what's going on.
Phil was a guy that we met in Twilight, I believe. Abby posted her notes for some reason on Phil. But he ran like a shop that that sold like potions and stuff, and that's where we bought our health potion from. He was a pretty nice dude, but he was definitely like, you know, he was definitely like on something.
He ate the
Oh,
wrong
like Circe was
mushroom.
last night?
Maybe. I think it was it smelled oddly smoky. That's what I wrote. But he was nice, and he said that he wanted to see, you know, he would give us the potion because he wanted to see what it did, and we would report back.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
scientific method.
Scientific method.
That I'm definitely
Great.
all about.
Spis definitely knows.
still
what.
looks extremely concerned.
Bob said
But no
not-
one's dead.
Yeah. Bob said not to eat anything weird, and it reminded me that I had this. So
Ah. See? There's the loophole. He said don't eat anything weird. As he taps her forehead, like, let him figure out something.
Okay, right. How about we all start getting ready? Oh god, somebody's at my gate. This is Emily. Hold on.
Oh no.
Might be a dog.
It's a horse.
It's a horse.
Emily, the horse is here.
Good lord. Okay, so We should probably be waking up and checking on those caravan people. Please don't tell me you're going to drink any more of that Spis.
No.
Are you lying?
Spis ducks out of the tent.
Spicitus, give me the bottle.
It's back into Spis's bag.
Spitz, give me the bottle. Still, like, immediately ducks out after, speed walks towards Spis.
No. It's been tucked away into Spis's bag.
Spis, I'm gonna go for the bag.
No.
Give me it. Give me it now.
Spis is going to go into a full sprint away.
Castilla's gonna follow after.
All right. Well,
Probably lagging behind because you have more speed than I do.
that is true. This does have more speed than you. It's a very fast person.
Hold on. Emily's checking something. I don't want to waste spells.
Oh my god.
So consider.
But consider.
Oh. But consider, Castilla does have suspicious shawl that I could use to try and do something. Okay, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do the funny route. Can I need Spis to make me a
If you say wisdom.
saving
No!
throw, please. Get fucked.
2 seconds later.
The wisdom saving does this.
I think we all know how this is gonna go, but
You never know.
Yeah, the one time Spis roll as well. Against a friendly.
I have
The
succeeded.
one nat 20.
I have succeeded a wisdom saving throw once.
Hey, this might be the second time.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, great. Hideous laughter.
Because you are knocked prone, laughing continuously.
Give me the bag, Spis.
It lasts for 1 minute, though, I believe.
Still is running as fast as she can towards that bag.
You would reach her. I mean, it's a you guys are fast. Even
I'm gonna rifle for the potion.
make a. How are we gonna do this? Investigation, I guess. See how fast you can find it if you do. Before
Try.
Spis.
29.
Well,
Ew.
unfortunately, Spis,
No,
it is found.
my potion.
29 is too good.
Yeah.
Is there
Find
anything
it.
else that I see in the bag? I'm not trying to be Snoopy. I'm just saying, asking.
While
What
I'm
else
in
would you
here.
found in the bag, Spis?
What else is in my bag? I have. Nothing super interesting. I have my flask. I have changes of clothes. A smut
A
book.
nuclear warhead.
I have a smut book and a dildo.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I
nice.
forgot I
That
gave you
is,
that the
that is
dildo.
Classic.
I have some. I have the Tonberry lantern, a mysterious monster tooth.
That's right. You still have Tom Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of about it. Spitz doesn't really have a lot.
Oh, any moldy food?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
you wouldn't.
to take a moldy food.
Still, gonna stop and just stare at Spis and then hold it up.
The potion or the food?
Both.
Spitz looks offended in between laughing.
I'm only taking the potion for now. We'll deal with this later. I'm gonna put the food back. I'm gonna put the potion in my own bag, very neatly tucked in with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I might give it back, just not now. Also, sorry, and I'm gonna stop the hideous laughter.
Well, it would have been a minute already. Spis would have. Yeah.
I assume I'm about to get my ass tackled, aren't I?
No, Spitz just sits up and kind of stares at you.
Oh, yeah. Do you want your shawl back? It's still in my bag from the other day.
I stole this with you, but do you want do you want your shawl
Well,
back?
I didn't steal it. Spis put it
No,
around me
no,
because
I
I had a
meant like
breakdown.
you just stole the potion, but you're the immediate niceness afterwards. Oh, here's your
Here's
Oh
your
thing.
yeah,
stuff back.
no,
I
absolutely.
stole
Hey,
one
you
thing
want your
from you,
stuff
but
back?
do you want the other thing I borrowed?
I borrowed your
Oh.
shirt. You want it back, even though I'm stealing a shirt from you or something? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can take that, yeah.
Thank you.
Takes the shawl.
Again for it. I'm gonna try and help Spis up,
All right.
brush
Well,
off the sand if I can.
It is stuck in her skin.
Still,
Nice.
like you can see Stella hesitate and be like, her mind immediately goes, does she stick her hand through the skin to get it out, or how do we get it out of the skin? She's just like, you could see the hesitation of her hand go to brush it and then go, huh.
when Castilla hesitates, Spis is just like waves her off. It's fine. It's bound to happen.
Right, but how does it get out of you? Because that's technically going through your skin right now.
Still, eventually.
What does eventually mean, Spicitus?
It'll either fall out on its own, or next time I can jump in a lake or something.
mm,
Okay.
The science of space.
That's how I got mud out, at least. And bark, and leaves, and bugs.
Bugs get stuck under your skin.
I mean, yeah. Just kind of happens.
Stella looks horrified.
Spis looks confused.
Like pure, like, oh my god.
Spis looks very confused about why you're so concerned about this.
Okay, let's go back to the others now.
all right. Well, you guys return to the camp, and everyone's now awake.
Yes. After Castilla like darted after Spis, I would have gone to wake Victor up so he could watch that unfold because I feel like
Entertainment.
Circe is so amused at this concept that she's like, Victor, look, watch.
Yeah, what were they chasing after each other for?
Potion. It kind of trained Spis's brain into a horse maybe for a second. And Castilla was like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Are you referring to that potion we got back in Stick Heist?
Ah. One that Phil gave us.
Nearly forgot about that thing.
I did too. Spis clearly didn't.
Considering it took this long to actually attempt to investigate it further, I feel like she did at some point.
Remembered by being told not to do it. And chaos ensues.
So it gave her the mentality of a horse?
The minor things I was able to glean.
I assume at this point Spis and Castilla are near enough to hear the conversation.
Covered in sand.
Yeah. It didn't give me the mind of a horse. I looked like a horse. But Circe said I didn't look like a horse.
So a magical effect that was only there from you, that was only visible by the recipient outright.
Or it made me really high. I don't know. There's some
Considering
plants
who we
that do
got it
that.
from, that is also considering who we got it from, that is also a very much so a possibility.
Wait, you thought you were a horse because of it?
Yeah, like
Not like actually turned into a horse?
yeah. I told you there was a horse, but it's gone. The horse was me.
The horse is gone.
Inside of us, everyone
Yeah.
has a horse.
See, it all
You
connects.
guys, Spis, respectfully, you sound worse than Verse did last night. And Verse was a little crazy.
Mm.
Victor, he didn't like die, right?
No, he was. No, he was. I feel like he was. I feel like it was mostly either he consumed something in Eden that finally then hit, or was simply a result of the high from everything that happened in Eden finally settling down.
Well, I mean, you would know, Owen, that it's the adverse effects of Verse doing exactly what he said. He used to create potions as a wizard, and not having anything to test it on, he would test them on himself, and some of them caused him to have
So
remaining effects.
Okay, yeah. Oh, either any of those, but the unfortunately most likely thing that happened would have been testing one of his own experiments.
I'm learning that I need to make sure several people here don't drink random liquids then.
Unfortunately, I mean, what the
That's
thing
how our
is
whole
that's-
adventure started.
I'm sorry? Oh, wait, right. Yeah, no, we all kind
We
of did.
drank moon water. There's a butterfly.
Sorry, I
told
thought
us
we were
to do it.
talking about something else for a second, and I got very concerned about what else was consumed.
Mm.
Yeah, no, we all kind of drink that stuff. Yeah. Okay, you're not wrong.
I mean, from my perspective, you all are just weirdly sensitive about like foods and beverages.
Mm.
I don't know what the
Spis.
problem is.
you have a magical artifact that makes it so makes it so you cannot be negative. You cannot be affected in a largely negative way to a majority of foods and drinks. We do not have that benefit. So that is the reason why we also why
Sensitive.
we are more hesitant towards what we consume. It be it'd be like testing what weapons you come across on yourself. Some one person only having their clothes on their back, and Victor says like gesturing to himself, Circe and Castilla, and someone doing the same with full plate armor. He gestures to Spis. They both are testing the same thing, but but one of them is much easier to be injured by it than the other. I don't know how well my analogy comes across, but
Also, Spis, if what Victor's saying is true, how long have you been wearing that to the point where you don't question what you eat or drink? Like, in the slightest.
Hmm. I got. Hold on. She's like doing math. She like has her hand out like she's doing math on her fingers, like she's counting. I was about 13. I was 7. How old am I?
Oh God,
I was 7.
Castilla just sucks in a breath.
this is a good start.
Victor kind of just nods his head in a yeah, I get it way.
13. I think about 10 years I've had this.
Oh, great. You and I are the same with the whole. I'm going to stop talking there because yours seems a little less sad. Maybe. I don't know. Right. You got that at 10?
13.
No. 13.
I
So, how old are you now? Wait, that means you're 23.
yes.
Okay.
This is like counting on her fingers again.
Still's counting in her head right now.
To like double check. Yes, 23. Because I was 17.
23.
It was 17. It was 6 years later. Yeah.
So, how did you start wearing that then? Because again, it's very weird to suddenly just. If that's as powerful as it is, it's
My
not something most 13-year-olds get.
well, my twin got it from our aunt, and he gave it to me because I was ill.
You were ill and he gave you a necklace that makes you not sick from eating and drinking.
Well, we weren't.
A
I kept
necklace
getting
that
it.
protects you from poisons.
I kept getting ill, and we didn't know why. And he got this necklace from my aunt, and he told me to wear it. So I did. And I stopped getting sick.
Has Spis just told us
Yes.
about her sister?
I think Spis told you, I think Castilla, about this before, that where Spis got, or unless you saw, I don't remember.
I think it
'cause
was
I do,
told
yeah,
because
I do
Castilla
remember
doesn't remember seeing anything besides mom having babies.
I do remember the conversation being had of Spis basically being poisoned, and then it was inferred, and you figured out that Spis was being poisoned by her.
We minorly hashed it out when we grew poisonous berries. I feel like it was.
Yeah.
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 Just didn't know
Okay.
there was a necklace that was helping.
Yeah.
I
And
think
the-
Castilla was high at the time, hence why she doesn't
Yeah.
probably remember.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
poisoned on berries.
And there was another conversation about Sis's younger sister. The group does know everyone but Castilla, because Castilla was passed out from exhaustion. So Circe and
Yippee.
Victa do know that Spis has a younger sister that is of unknown living status.
Yes.
Or no,
Okay.
yeah.
Because Spis was accused of. That's why Spis is on the run with the wanted posters.
Yeah, it was when
Yes.
we met Anastasia
Yes.
for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. Not for the
See?
first time, but
Because we're smart and we pinned it together.
Twilight, yeah.
Castilla looks a bit horrified at hearing Victa say that it's for poison and Spis being told to wear this.
And suddenly stop getting sick from after wearing it.
After eating and drinking. Yep. No, Castilla definitely has the, oh my god, a little pale in the face look.
Cersei will explain what we have learned about Spis and the stuff that we pinned together, just so it's not like fully rehash the whole thing, but just to be like, that about what we learned about the poison and probably the fact that Spis might have been getting poisoned and deliberately, and the brother maybe was trying to stop it.
after
Not maybe, I could definitely trying to stop it.
yeah, after Cersei explains, Spis is like watching you guys like wide-eyed talk this out. After Cersei like explains it and stuff. Oh, I never thought about poison. Huh. Huh.
unfortunately seems to be the most likely reason that you were feeling sick, and Victor says in air quotes, considering what you have described about your living situation when you were younger.
Spis like stares off, thinking, and then suddenly like starts going pale.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to keep talking about it. That seems we can stop. It's I mean, if you want us to, it's your stuff. Your and Circe's kind of like waving her hands a little frantically, sort of like it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, it just. It always comes back to poison. It's always.
Castilla's just gonna kind of take Spis into a tight hug, a very silent but meaning, I am so sorry.
Spis doesn't quite like return it. She's just like kind of staring off, kind of like almost mumbling to herself, but like no words coming out.
I mean, I don't know if you would want to, Spis, but the option to see if your sister is okay is, and she kind of glances at the scribble that Castilla has.
Yes,
I assume
we can do
dangling off
that.
her
I
belt.
can look at your soul line. I can see some things about that maybe, and maybe that could lead, because I've been able to read other people's soul lines and memories, so maybe I can figure out something with that.
That bliss ignorance leading to bliss maybe unfortunately be the best way for Spis. I do remember in the past you did not have the desire is to use this opportunity. Is that still the case? Mickey!
Mickey! Spis is going through trauma.
Oh,
Finally acknowledging hers.
She was a horse for 2 seconds. No, this was not a stovetop joke.
fair enough.
She took a psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Castilla confiscated said psychedelic.
It happens.
And Spis is gonna steal it back at some point. I didn't say that.
Castilla doesn't know. Emily does.
Emily, tell Castilla.
I
feel
unfortunately
I
cannot.
feel like
Why
feel
not?
Like Emily would have. I feel like Castilla would have a decently good idea that Spis would try and get it back. Like honestly.
Maybe she can just give it to
Anyway.
Verse then. Anyways,
Trauma.
pain and suffering.
But yeah, is this still the case where you do not want to attempt to scry on your younger sister?
I don't know.
Then we can leave it at that, and you can contemplate the decision and come to a more concrete solution, and in that concrete answer in the future. Yes or no, we will not. Yes or no, we will not continue to. We do not need to further pressure you on it if you do not desire to continue the conversation.
I don't know what I want.
That is quite all right in this scenario. Think it over, and just think it over. Give yourself time, and we'll work through it together, all of us.
Okay.
At this time, you would hear footsteps approaching as you're all outside of your tents. The two individual merchants are now currently approaching your location. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a good night's sleep. We've rested quite well. The safety in numbers is always a good thing out here in the desert. Um, before me and my partner here decide to venture off, would like to know if you are interested in what we currently have. Fortunately, our inventory is running a bit dry, but we still have a couple of things that no one's bought. Specifically, two magical items. Plus, our you survived the desert shirts. Those are always a big hit.
As you
Sorry,
guys
this is
lit up.
Emily. Did you say drugs? This is Emily saying this. I can't hear.
No, no. He said
Okay.
he's got two things that they haven't sold yet, as well as a "We Survived the Desert" shirt.
Okay. I was like, I heard something about leaves and drugs, and that's where I
Oh.
got confused.
Oh god.
So thank you. I apologize.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We have what was left over is this ever clean pin for your cloak. Keeps your cloak clean at all times, like almost auto presentation. Your cloak, so it stays looking tip top shape. And I have this cloak that's called the Cloak of Protection Against Cold, so resistance to cold damage.
Ooh.
And any purchase you do comes with this free decorative stick, which
Yeah.
yes, it's a wooden stick. It's chiseled very nicely, and just wood doesn't come very often around here in the desert. So we just decided to make wooden sticks per purchase.
It's cool. You had me at cool stick.
Victor just glances down at his wooden cane.
I like
He's
cool
got a bunch
stick.
of them. He's got a bunch of neatly carved sticks in a bundle.
And sorry, you're selling drugs?
No.
Sorry, I wasn't keeping
Actually,
up
I mean,
with the conversation.
we had some, but unfortunately, those tend to go pretty quickly.
All right, we've
Like
got
get
our
that
own.
high in the desert.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
people
perfect place to
usually
die.
they usually like to do that, especially when the sun sets. It hits you real hard.
Yep. Then you get eaten by a giant worm.
Could happen. It's happened many of times here. Probably a lot more than I can remember, because um,
The drugs.
well, I just don't know who's out here in the desert getting eaten by giant worms, but I've heard it.
Are there any signs that you know of any of a worm approaching? Or
Tremors usually is a big giveaway, but I mean at that point you're probably too late. Um, if you see the sand slightly discolored in an area, specifically a large circular area, that could be a pit, which these sand worms tend to create in order to trap prey.
How big are the sandworms?
They vary. Usually they're like they're still pretty large, about bigger than the carriage in width. But the largest ones don't really tend to show their face very often, because I mean sandworms live to a point and then they die, or they get hunted by a wandering dragon or something.
So they live until they die? I will have to keep that in mind. That's abnormal.
It
Just
is
bigger
very
fish.
it is very abnormal out here to live until you die. They've developed abilities to be able to sustain themselves without water, but once you get too large, it gets to a point where it's not possible. At least that's what I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, comes a certain point where you're so big that there's nothing to eat that sustains you for long enough. And then you die.
Yeah, it also probably doesn't help that most of the sandworms that grow to a max length tend to feast on other sandworms. So the likelihood of sandworms growing to that length is very low.
Classic.
You said that your main two products for sale. You said that they were the cleaning pin and the anti-cold cloak.
Yes, those were the two that we had left. We had a couple of other things. Unfortunately, we're on our trip back to our store and our storage place, and we won't really have anything new until we get back there.
Where is your storage place then?
That's for me to know, and for other individuals that can possibly rob us not to.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Fair enough.
Do you have a shop, or do you always roam?
We usually roam. It's a lot more convenient out here than to place up shop somewhere. I mean, we can. We think it's a gimmick. It's a cool benefit. People are like, well, convenient magical items on the road or potions and stuff. Here in this continent, magical items are not how do I say looked down upon. So I mean, there's plentiful amounts, even though the better rare ones don't really come around that often. But unlike other places where they tend to look down on that sort of thing, or at least it ends up being more or less common because it's more desirable. Here's not really that case. So the traveling and being a traveling merchant with a cart that's basically a run and go shop tends to help with the business.
Makes sense. And you can't tell us where your little like where is where is it? Why can't you tell us where it is?
I can tell you what city we are, but even then it's concerning why you want to know. We don't really sell things off of the warehouse.
When I asked the question, I want to detect thoughts. I want to get him to think about it.
Go for it.
Circe being a manipulator.
Yeah, I want to get him to think about his warehouse. Has he got any surface thoughts about where it is?
The surface thoughts you get immediately are, why is she concerned? This is the second time I'm asked. This is strange.
He's like, this bitch, she wants to rob me. I would like to probe him. No, big thing, you go. I'll be annoying in a minute.
The cloak and pin. How much are they?
The cloak goes for about 50 gold pieces. It really is just for staying clean, but I mean, out here it can really help a lot with the sand. Sorry for the pin, and then the cloak would be. I would be able to part with it with about 100 gold pieces. It's not entirely uncommon.
That's not bad.
If we were to buy both, would there be any chance of a small discount?
You can try to make a persuasion check.
Yes, Castilla with no charisma.
Castilla's the one that rolls.
We have several thousands worth of gold, and we're trying.
I am asking for 1 gold. Castilla's never gotten a barter before. She's a fucking princess. She wants the thrill. That's performance, not persuasion. Hold on. 10.
10.
Giving my sweetest smile.
tell you what, um, I won't reduce the price, but along with the free stick, we can give one of you one of the shirts.
I survived the desert.
Does it have like a
got-
stupid drawing of a purple worm?
That's all I
I
wanted.
survived the desert. All I got was
He has I survived the desert in like Comic Sans font.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Goes so well with our I love
And
bonbons.
it's like it's
I
not
love Twilight.
not very good quality printed.
First draft.
Yeah, it almost looks like whenever someone prints out um, stickers from the internet and decides to try to sell them at like a convention. And
Oh my god.
okay. Wait. What? Okay. Is this
Nice.
like is this the average human sized or is it?
he's got various sizes, but he's
Alma,
only
do
gonna
you want
give
a
you one
shirt?
shirt, so it'd have
He's
to be for
ready.
one person.
Alma, do you want a
specifically.
shirt? Mickey?
Mickey, you there?
No.
Almost far too fancy for a t-shirt. She's not
Mickey,
dignifying
if
it
you
with a
have been
response.
talking, we cannot hear you.
When we look for the typing.
Oh no.
God,
Oh.
what did I do to piss you off?
Hello,
Okay.
Michael.
Oh,
Back.
fuck me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I've been talking this whole time.
No.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, it's cool. They're talking about other things. I'll wait.
Just ignoring me.
I'm like, no, it's fine. I won't cry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mickey.
I
Alma,
am
do you
not-
want a t-shirt?
No, it's ugly as hell.
Yeah. I thought that would be the response.
Do you want the t-shirt for any enemies then?
I would not wish that on my enemies.
Damn, alright. Anyone else want the t-shirt then? Do we get it for Verse or Bob?
Hey, we can. We'll just take the cloak and pin.
Then we get a t-shirt with it, Victor.
Also-
Come on.
The fact that you guys are bartering when, like, respectfully, we have a charisma person on the It's not you!
Somebody take Crystal's persuasion checks away from her, please.
we have 2 charisma people on the team, and neither of them were Crystal.
I keep forgetting that Spis' highest stat is her fucking charisma.
So we have Alma, who's just so charismatic and gorgeous. And then we have Spis, who's so charming in their own naive way that people are like, oh yeah, of course.
I feel like Spis's like part of Spis's charisma is like you know how in some games they'll like you can have like the terrifying presence thing where it's like just your where it's like just like an aura you can have of just being that like I feel like that is just like part of Spis's charisma, just terrifying people around her.
I mean, a free shirt's a free shirt. I'll take it.
All right.
I appreciate your efforts, Castilla. If nobody else does.
Yeah, Victor would grab out his comically small coin pouch and grab out a comically large amount of gold coins out of it.
150 gold coins. You're buying both of them, okay?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Here's the pin. Here's the cloak. Here's your stick. Well, technically, you bought 2 items, so here's 2 sticks
Yes. Tuesdays.
and the shirt in fairy size.
Yes. So excited. She opens her bag and stuffs it inside, along with the other shirt that you can also see sticking out.
All right. Well, that's empty house. So I guess now there's no point stopping, at least for trying to sell to anyone. Thank you, guys. We're just gonna go straight back to our warehouse.
Your warehouse. Can I probe him? I want to know where it is.
You specifically feel a pause in his mind when he says warehouse. And then you hear.
He does get to
that-
make a wisdom save for my probing.
Oh, you're probing deeper. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
I
Oh
want
my
to know.
He's gonna know
God.
that you're in there, right?
He doesn't know it's
She's
me.
gonna get us arrested.
He knows that someone's in there if he
Yeah.
succeeds.
He just knows that someone's in there.
Well,
He doesn't know
even
it's
if he-
me.
Well, it's a
failed.
10.
He still knows that they're in there, even if he fails.
He gets a
Mm.
ping to imply that someone's doing something, but he's
Kinda
not
like
a
probably
magic
how-
guy.
Bob was
He's a-
like, "Hey, I can feel you in my head, Castilla."
But he's not a magic guy. He's like a freaking storefront owner.
You hear.
No, but even normal
No.
people can tell.
So I'm assuming a 10.
Why are you like this?
I'm assuming a 10 fails.
Yeah, tempted.
Okay. So you hear him think that's totally not in Gotun. Not there. These people, I hope they're not going to rob us.
I might. No, I just want to know. What did he
Why?
say? Gotun? G-O...
Gotun.
Oh, classic. Gotun.
Now I gotta figure out where.
We're all just looking at a map now. We're like, what the fuck is that?
Gotun.
But like, while she does it, Cersei's not
Very
making
far
eye
out of the
contact.
way and no reason for us to worry about it. We're going.
Can I
We
get
have
a-
hundreds of thousands of gold. We don't need to rob this guy.
I think
just wanted
Cersei
to
just
go
wants to go to his
going
coolest
north.
place.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
he's got
Oh, wow.
so much cool
We're
shit.
going north. They are going west.
Sometimes
I
it's
love
about
you
the
guys.
message, you know?
Yeah.
The compass rose.
What
absolutely
message?
the fuck out of
The
me.
message that
Where's
I'm in
West?
your head.
Left.
Where are we
Thank you.
looking?
I'm a dumbass. I appreciate it. Left.
I don't even
was
know where
told.
we are anymore.
Go
Where
to
the fuck is the map? Is this on the
DM chat. I'm lost. Prairie Nevon.
Is this Paha?
It is, yeah. Gotun is similar distance to our destination of the three towers and Vibalda.
Uh-huh.
We
Uh-huh.
do not need to fucking go to Gotun.
No, I just want to know where it is. Where is it?
It's on the left of the desert where the Glades of Tranquility is.
Yeah, like
Blades
the
of
province
Tranquility.
of Paha. Like, right
Oh, I
rim,
was
it's,
looking like
right up-
Oh,
Far
there
west.
it is.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not gonna rob him. It's just if we happen to be in town. I don't say that to anyone because I guess no one else knows
Oh my
apart from him. But I
God.
looked in his brain for a second.
He does know that you're in his brain, though. He doesn't need to be a magician to tell.
All
No,
right, guys.
he does. He does know, but he doesn't know who it is. He just feels the
I'm-
ping.
I'm
I'm
getting arrested.
getting a bit of an uneasy feeling. I'm not gonna lie. It could be just the desert. We've been out here for quite a while, so. But we're gonna go.
all right. Safe,
You guys
safe
know that
travels
they
to.
have
Yep. You enjoy yourselves in those sticks. Bye.
Wow, that was weird, right?
Sassy,
Yeah.
what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Insight check.
Inside checking who?
Cersei.
There's-
Yes.
Me, the liar.
I don't believe her. Oh shit!
Mm,
I
wow.
believe her.
You believe her
me.
wholeheartedly.
Oh god,
So
not this
good.
again. Not
God,
this
even
again.
with that roll, you believe me.
I'm gonna do my own insight check on Cersei.
Sure.
Hold on, I'm also rolling up.
What am I doing?
Deception.
Not trying to
Deception,
lie.
because I'm obviously a liar.
You're a little liar, Cersei.
Ugh, well.
Or
Pretty
persuasion,
liar.
I guess, if you just want to.
Well, it
That's
doesn't
not
matter,
good.
not with that
You
roll.
a liar. Just don't lie to me.
Victor knows I'm lying.
Simple way
Castilla
to know.
believes me wholeheartedly.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 16 and
No, what did you roll, Cersei?
Well, not a nat one.
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay.
what's your modifier?
Huh?
Modifier?
It's only a +1, but it beats a nat 1 on an ability
Ah,
check.
a
So,
3.
That is a
So
that is a plus 10 on insight though.
clearly, you know, both you
Yeah.
and Alma know that Cersei was up to something.
Okay, Cersei,
Yeah.
I don't see why you have to pick a fight with a traveling merchant.
I didn't. I didn't do anything.
I'm not stupid, and I love you, but I'm not stupid.
You
Could have
cannot
very
prove anything.
easily Escalated into
Yeah.
something.
No, it
We're
We're in a
couldn't.
dangerous desert. We don't need to make enemies.
I'm
You
not
do need to
making
constantly
enemies.
meddle with people.
I'm not. You don't
You
know what
were.
I'm doing.
I don't know what you were doing, but you were doing something. He was clearly uncomfortable.
Mm,
Why are you using your telepathy?
no.
Okay, even I don't
Cersei.
believe that at that point, and I did believe you the first time.
Look. Oh, fine. Whatever I learn, I'm not telling you anymore. So you're all welcome.
I understand being suspicious of people, but invading their privacy, invading that type of privacy.
Especially when they haven't done anything. It just feels, let's not abuse our powers.
Sure.
Insight.
Get her ass.
Sure.
Inter-party
For
conflict.
God's sake.
Conflict.
Roll better than a 2. Not as good as an 18. I got a 16.
Well, what are you being honest, Circe, or like?
No, she's lying. She's not like full out lying. It's not like I'm gonna delve into every single person's head I've ever met. But
So that's
it's like
that's a 30 for doing the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed expression.
Oh
my God. She learned from her mom.
Circe is oblivious. That's
a
the look her mom would give her. I'm not. Fine,
You are.
whatever. Okay, I am. But only if we meet random people in the desert. It's weird. I don't like it.
I mean, is it weird? We're also random people in a desert. There's
I
people
know, but-
travel here.
We're like running away, and also they said they had cool stuff in a warehouse, and I just want to see it. That's like a museum. I'm not a thief. I'm so bad at stealing stuff that I will.
It's
It's
not
not-
a museum if you have to, like, through arcane means, find out the location.
Maybe, but it would be really cool if we happened to go there, which we're not because it's like miles away. But like,
Decide for them that we knew of this place to go to in the.
Especially after we were obviously prying. Well, I say we heavily, but we were obviously prying for the location.
it's fine. I have many ways of getting in places, and it doesn't even matter because we're nowhere near it. They'll
We don't
forget
need
by
to
the time
go
we get there.
Whatever it is, we just need to get. We just need to get back to Steak Heist.
When we get there, eventually in this campaign.
We're not gonna. Okay. I'm not
Oh,
fighting this
wait.
battle with you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
It's clearly not sticking.
No, it's not. I think it's a part of my insanity. It's fine. It's fine. I won't do it if it makes you guys uncomfortable. Or maybe I'll just be better
Yeah.
at hiding it.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well,
With your track record,
Not likely. You're really good at spotting when I'm lying. It's fun. It's fun.
maybe
it's
we
tool
need to
trade.
miraculously have a beach episode for next session, I guess. Thematically.
69.
Yeah, thematically.
Do we need to like do our own Haze Code thing?
Please,
Wait,
please.
do you know about that?
No,
do
I
you know
have
what I
no
did for
idea.
session 69?
Nah.
Okay. Basically, I ran it with a competition of the Haze Code, and so everyone was against me.
Are you
And I
familiar with
lost.
what the Haze Code is?
I have
Jesse?
no idea. No, I am bit
Okay.
of an unk.
So, in the early days of movie and TV, they had this thing called the Hays Code, which was basically this set of rules for what could and couldn't be on television, and it was extremely strict. It was like no homosexuality, no violence, no guns, no disparaging like God, I think, and
No
fuck,
cursing.
I gotta pull it up. No, like no mention of drugs and shit like that, and we had to follow those rules. No swearing, for the entirety of session 69.
And it was
Yeah, it
so
was-
fun. As DM, I was suffering.
Yeah, it ran from
And-
1934 to 1968.
Basically, I said, you guys either will win something, or I will get a punishment, or something will happen. And they won. Which was very fun. And they ended
Okay.
up. What did we do for it? What was the winner get?
Deck of Many Things.
Right, that's what caused the deck of many things.
Yeah, we ended up in the Feywild. It was bad.
Yeah, like I think everyone pulled one card each. It was great.
We ended up in the Feywild. It was bad. Okay.
Who
So
doesn't
you
like
guys
the
jump-started an
Feywild?
entire fucking arc.
I'm not objected
Yeah.
to this. I'm just gonna have to think about what it is gonna be. I mean, you guys can give me ideas.
The prize of the punishment. We did like a prize for
Well-
the person who did the best and a punishment for the person who did the worst.
The prize I could probably think of, but the rules is probably the thing I'm gonna struggle with. But yeah, we'll message about it later.
Oh my god.
That's not interesting.
Gonna bite us in the ass. I'm cursing
No,
while I
it's gonna be
can.
funny.
Oh, by the way, like involuntary curses like ticks and stuff or things out of your control because you got hurt or something don't count.
Right.
If if I involuntarily traffic drugs, you can't hold that shit against me.
Of course.
It was
Not a
an
court of law.
accident.
Who hasn't involuntarily trafficked drugs?
It happens, you know. You reach a certain point in your
FBI
life, you just
agents,
start-
if you're listening.
I've never even
I've
seen a
absolutely
drug.
done it and not paid for my taxes. And fuck you, government.
And I will do it again
I will do it many times and advise other people to do it as
But
well.
until
Yes.
you stop me.
Especially my
CIA.
player that doesn't live in America.
They love that over here.
Abby, do you pay your taxes to the
Abby,
American
do you pay
government?
your American taxes?
To the American tax, the American government.
Yes.
Yeah, you owe us for what happened in the 1700s.
We want
1776.
Abby specifically. Just
Yeah.
That's
Abby,
Just Abby.
I need
That's
tea.
me.
I have a very empty harbor right now. Thank you.
Abby, the next time you try to tax our tea, it's gonna be all hell's gonna break loose.
We will
Okay,
throw
what can
a
you
gauntlet.
do?
Wait, Abby, when you come to Florida later this year, you need to bring some tea and just put a little bit in the ocean.
Drop some tea in the ocean.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
tiniest
And
bit.
you'll be American.
you will.
Don't you want that?
Of course.
I know I don't.
What more could we want in life?
We also try to murder people whenever the alcohol ban was a thing. So
That was
yeah.
fun.
Okay.
Prohibition. What a great time. You know.
Prohibition. Oh,
Prohibition.
yeah, it's
so
not.
many
it's
cool things
it's
came out of that, like arsenic.
alcohol is totally not the worst and most accessible drug known to man.
Of course not. Of course not.
I think we should bring
I
back
feel
the
like- I feel like
prohibition just to see what happens.
I assumed the same thing again.
Yeah, but I want to see what they
Pretty
do
sure
in modern
the
time.
title for most successful drug goes to coffee.
Oh, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess so.
soda.
Yeah, you're correct.
Soda.
I will argue, maybe there might just be more alcohol drank, but that could be.
It's definitely in the UK.
It's that or
Soda.
cigarettes.
See, I think alcohol definitely more common because you can't accidentally make coffee. You know,
True.
you can fuck up and make alcohol and be like, well, goddamn, you know.
All right, back
And
And then
back
you get the animals.
Back to D&D.
Go ahead.
back to the
Back
D.
to
Actually,
D&D.
as a matter of fact, we'll take our 10-minute break because it is about to be.
Yay!
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
This has already been chaos.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to know what was in his warehouse. If it was anywhere we were going.
You explicitly said, "I want to know where it is." Can you tell me
Yeah.
where it is if I read his mind?
Let me know.
Now you're lying to me, and my insight's also good.
I like knowing where things are. If it happens to be like on our way, I would want to just have a little look.
Probably take some souvenirs. Who knows?
Nah, Circe's a terrible thief. She wasn't lying about that. She is a horrendous thief. So
Abby, I'm
No,
I'm
no,
so
no, no,
sorry to
you would-
interrupt. Oh, go ahead.
No, you would go there with Spis, and Spis would take the souvenirs for you.
yeah.
Spis has
Okay.
a reasonably good track record.
This is so off topic. I am so sorry. Abby,
Uh-huh.
you went
Will
to the
you-
dream, right?
I what?
Sir, Pearl's dream. You went to Pearl's dream, Murder Doll, right?
Yes.
Where was Murder Doll?
Where's Murder Doll?
Yeah, your murder doll that you have that was from Ishta's.
I mean,
Is the doll in the dream a human now, Circe?
canonically, the doll is normally just like in her bag, but that's a lot of size messing up. But
I'm sorry, I just started thinking about the doll all of a sudden.
I don't know whether I haven't looked at the doll. Well, actually, I looked at the doll a little while ago, with when Alma looked at it to see if it was haunted.
Oh, I totally fucking forgot about that.
And it was like a little bit,
Okay.
but it seemed kind of mildly content.
Also, what car games are we playing next round, guys? We're gonna be in the car for another 8 hours to 16 hours.
Tarot. Alma does
Yeah.
canonically have 3 separate card decks.
Holy
2
shit.
of them magical.
Get a tarot reading going.
Spis
That's
has
got to be one thing.
They're reading on herself. I want to know what this curse is, Mickey.
What curse?
You draw
Bitch.
from the deck, and you draw from the deck. Ah, damn it! Ace of Spades gets teleported 10 feet to the left, out of the card.
no.
Oh no! I'm getting sent to the Feywild. Bye, guys!
Yeah, accidentally, Alma accidentally brings out her fucking house of cards, and just a card house just fucking forms.
Okay, I grabbed my 2 tarot decks just in case.
Thank God. Save us, Mickey. Save us from the car boredom. I say
I
car
also
boredom as if
have-
we're actually leaving.
I have 5 sets of cards here, and I could use any of them at any time. You never know.
Spis also has a
Actually, yes.
random deck of
Sure.
playing cards.
Oh. You play
We
Go
could play-
Fish.
I mean, Victa does
Where's my
have
phone?
a large amount of books, like that could be investigated. Like we still have not properly sat down and read Anastasia's journal.
I was
yeah.
gonna ask, because we also need to read the one that River gave us.
Oh god, there's so many books.
We have so
A
many
lot of
books we
books.
need to read. There'd probably be a lot of stuff we could have known prior if we just sat down and read it, but we're impatient.
Or we might just be like just relearning stuff.
The book actively tells us that Orem is a beholder.
The book casually
Dear
goes,
diary,
yeah,
today I'm a
Valentis,
beholder. Tomorrow, also a beholder. He's good life.
Valentis and Israel are happily gay in another dimension. I'm
God,
still
that
holding on to that
crack ship.
fucking theory.
It's in the
Because
book.
there's a chance, because, Mickey, I don't know if you're here when, Jesse said this, but Valentis, while yes, being a part of Orem, kind of basically got his own personality and soul like Simulacrum Anastasia did, and is fucked off. We don't know where he is. Maybe he's reforming with Issa. I don't know. I'm sorry. I low-key love that crack ship.
I love that crack ship too. It's funny as hell.
Listen, bad guy becomes semi-good guy, or at least guilty and repenting from his actions by being a homosexual is kind of funny to me.
the
Issa accidentally fixed him. He did not set out to do it. It happened though.
the next time we see Valentis, he's like wearing an apron, like flipping pancakes for Issa.
Very sweet. He
He's
has a
the
little garden.
Wipe him up.
And then we go to his library and see a bunch of cursed tomes.
and smut.
Well, God forbid a guy has
And
a
smut.
hobby.
Don't forget the smut.
They're mixed
Their-
together.
Their placements in the library are interchangeable.
Sometimes they're the
What's
same thing.
Exactly.
God.
What's one man horror is another man's kink.
One man's
Oh.
horror is another man's king.
Oh god.
Is Valentis a monster fucker? We will never know.
Does that count if he is the monster?
Yes.
Ooh.
So the real
Monster
question is Issa a monster fucker?
Is he? You tell me, Mickey.
I don't even know if he's alive.
But if
He is in my heart.
if he was alive, would he be a monster fucker?
I plead the fifth.
Bro, you cannot just say that.
That's between him and the monster.
You know, that's fair.
Oh,
Between him and the monster.
Yeah, alright.
would he fuck a beholder?
Depends on the beholder.
What if the beholder's Valentis?
Depends.
What if it was Valentis and Issa were gay?
Interesting.
I want to draw them kissing now, Mickey. I hope you know this.
You can. I'm not gonna stop you.
Wait, can I?
Is Valentis going?
I will never stop anyone from drawing my characters kissing various guys.
Let's go.
But here's the question: will you
I've
draw
s-
Valentis as a beholder or just regular Valentis?
Both.
Oh god. It's a
God,
Beauty and the
God,
Beast situation, actually.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, wait, that's actually really cute.
Actually, damn it, you're right.
That's mildly horrifying because
I like that.
And
But imagine.
we all have our quirks. My mom collects seashells, and your dad wants to destroy the world. So, you know.
And your dad wants to have sex with a beholder.
And what of it?
You know, sometimes that's what they need. Maybe this whole having sex with a beholder is gonna fix said beholder.
Maybe we could fix him.
Maybe the real friends were the beholders we fucked along the way.
Maybe the real friends.
The beholders we fucked along the way.
Nope.
Nope. Just not engaging. Nope.
No, I just decided not to terminate that conversation before I started it.
fair enough.
Oh my god.
Would it be okay? What can Victor work on now? Either read the books.
If anybody does want a tarot reading, I'll do it.
Victor wouldn't be opposed. If it comes up naturally.
No, give him a tarot reading.
Where's my fucking webcam? Jesus. Okay, goodbye for a second. Gotta fucking plug this shit in. No, it's in here.
This is when we plan for all these like cool car activities, and then we roll a sandworm for our daily roll.
Not the sandworm.
Let it be a baby sandworm, and then we can be like, go find your mommy, and the mom will show up, and then we can be like, go find your partner, and then maybe the partner will show up, and then maybe the grandparent. I don't know.
Can y'all just go to the same word says? Can y'all just fuck off?
I keep okay. This is so stupid. I have Spis's and Victa's remade art fight potion. Mickey, you have the
Okay.
Mickey, your poster's up of you.
Yes. Also, over. Where the fuck is it? You can see up there. Fucking. I got the Merle poster that you got for me that was signed by Clint.
Yay!
Yo.
I have like it's a whole thing.
I love when things like give
Anyway.
people learn walls. I'm sorry. I'm happy.
I have so much shit from all my D&D friends on this fucking desk.
And then there's cowboy.
Jack.
Not the
No.
cowjack.
Chef
The
truck.
card I sent you.
Yeah.
Chef truck.
Fucking how
Sorry.
much stuff up here is from you? This is the Kathy Polaroid. I'm sure you remember that.
I do.
Chef
And I
truck.
accidentally.
This is a letter
Gaston.
from Sim.
Oh.
Heavens
The
to
ribbon.
Betsy.
I sent you the ribbon.
Here's your letter to Kathy from Janice. Here's a key you sent me. Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm on my
Anyway.
friend's wall. Sorry.
You send me a lot of shit, so I get to put it all up, and it's great.
I'm happy to send shit. I spoil people with trinkets.
You wanna? Oh my god, I gotta show you guys. This is my pocket watch collection.
Yo.
Holy shit.
And there's also another one right over here. I have a lot of pocket watches. Anyway, tarot deck. Which one's weak to feeling?
Uh,
I should probably pull out cards that you can actually see what they look like.
let's go with the one in your left hand, the not trailer park one.
Coward.
Yeah. I don't want Veek to get the wife beater card.
There's no white beater card.
No.
There's Dolly Parton though. She's in there.
Yo.
She's the Empress.
Hell
Of
yeah.
course.
I think Elvis is the Emperor.
Oh.
Checks out.
It's actually sorry. This deck kicks ass. I'm just gonna pull a random card and just show you. It's so great. This one. Sorry, no, I'm not pulling a random one. I'm just gonna show you. It's a penguin.
Is that
Yo.
a penguin?
Penguin?
Let's see. There's also a lot of pirate cards.
Okie dokies.
Yeah, we are at the 10-minute.
Ah, damn it.
10-minute break.
What was happening?
Tarot
Nick
reading.
just-
You can finish it.
Okay, excellent. We were just about to start it. All right. I turn on the webcam so that I can turn it down at my cards when the time comes.
we
Okay.
spent too
Wasn't
long
it-
talking about fucking beholders.
About
Yeah.
We
Yep.
could talk about that for like an extended period of time.
I think for a good 75%.
Yeah, most of it.
Specifically, Israel and Valentis are happy wherever they are together.
My favorite crack ship, Beauty and the Beast. The Gith Yankee. Or is he Githzerai? I don't remember anymore.
I think you said get Yankee.
Yeah, I
Yankee,
think it's a
Yankee,
Yankee. Yankee.
Yankee Doodle Doo.
Yeah. Okay, let me put out my cards. Oh yeah, that feels right. Sorry, you guys can have a conversation while I'm shuffling.
We're just gonna stare at you.
Yeah, this is
Oh
all
God.
in-game happening right now. We're all just staring at Alma.
Oh god.
The dead eye contact.
The whitest eyes, the most silent.
Super work.
Yeah, the pre to the just screaming out, this is a simulation, this is a simulation, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. Your loved ones miss you. Wake up. Okay. Pick one.
Is that a fucking rubber baby foot? What is that? Oh my god, it's the bird.
It's the bird.
Hell.
It's a bird.
Okay, I'm gonna say left and rights from your perspective. So
Do
left.
America or not America?
Not
British.
America.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get this shit out of the way. Alright. Now, oh god, this is not as much desk space to work with as I would like.
Let's make a single.
Alright. Pick 3 cards. Gonna try to shield the
Uh,
glare.
Wow.
Put your hand towards America, The one on top, like on top of the pile. Yep,
This one? Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Then center closest to the keyboard. Yep.
And then last card?
The one that was right above the one that you just grabbed. Yes.
Under here?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's put these
Almost
away.
doing this in a moving vehicle, by the way, folks.
She's very good at what she does.
Lots of practice.
All right. Okay. I'm angling it even more downwards. All right. So I'm doing a classic past, present, future reading. This is going to be the order. So let's start here. All right. 5 of Wands. I don't have this memorized.
Sticks.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, sticks. Sticks! Okay. So, Victor, this is the upright 5 of Wands. This one, I mean, I don't know much about your backstory. You haven't been exactly, you know, an oversharer. But, in the past, did you ever struggle to get by? Just sort of like, whether it be in the workplace or you're a wizard or like an artificer or something, in the workplace or where you were studying, you really had to work for it, right?
I suppose you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also struggled to get.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was also a decent struggle in the in the wilderness.
That makes
between
sense.
towns and jobs.
Yeah, this card is usually the sign of strife, especially financial strife or just struggling to survive. You weren't given everything that you needed to thrive, but you eked out your way anyways. It also sometimes, I don't get this vibe from you right now, but just a fun fact, sometimes this card is playful competition or like you had a strong rivalry in the past, but I don't think that one's particularly relevant. So, for the present. Oh, good lord.
Oh God. I like the ominous
this is-
nature of that.
See, this is obviously sun reversed. This one isn't necessarily a bad thing. This one is actually the reversed sun is to a lesser extent than the upright sun monetary opulence. You're rich, it's saying, and we all fucking know you're rich. So, despite your struggles in the past, at the moment, all the things you've fought for, they're within reach, or you already have them. Maybe not as much as you could have were this card upright, but they're still here, and that's what matters. This paid off. As for the future, the upright King of Wands. It's really going in on the wands for you.
Wizardy.
Sorry, okay. You are going to meet a tall, dark, and mysterious figure in the near future.
Hey,
No,
yo.
but seriously, keep an eye out for your countrymen or the people you knew, because they're around or they're going to show up soon. They got either good news or an offer for you that it would be wise to take, especially if you want this card to turn around and bring you even greater fortune and greater rewards for your struggles in the future. That's my reading, at least. Cards are fickle. They don't always get it right, but that's what I gotta say to you. Alright, let's
All
press
right,
the
then.
hang up button. Ah!
I think
And to turn off my camera.
it
I'm
worked,
acid
didn't
technology,
it?
can you tell? Anyway, I'm back.
If anyone fails no pedophilia, you're out of this game. I'm just saying right now.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you, Jesse. Thank you.
Yeah,
I mean it. Thank you.
I hope so.
That's just a given.
You'd be surprised at some things that anyways, I'm gonna stop there.
Fair enough.
1,000-year-old lolly.
Oh my, Jesse. I'm sorry. Don't. Can name an old DM of mine who,
My
anyways.
character is a 500-year-old lolly. Don't worry, there's a lore explanation why she's stuck in a child's body. I want to romance people also.
Nope.
No.
Number one rule of
Classic.
mine: if I ever have a character turn into a kid or anything, no romance. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did turn into a kid for a small amount of time.
And I immediately went, Castilla now only canonically has teenage crushes until it's back to normal. And teenage crushes evolve to nothing.
Considering
feel like-
it only lasts for like half an hour.
Yeah.
This might be a desensitization from anime. I feel like the small old character is fine as long as you do it tastefully.
Yes.
As long as it's not ludified or it's not like ridiculous that you just put them in situations that are like, okay, why? You know what I mean?
As long as there's
Yeah.
zero fan service.
Right. Because even in video games, there have been characters that are like they look very young, but they've lived for a long time, and it would make
Right.
sense for some reason. And in this game, technically, they're short characters. Well, I mean, they kind of end up looking like grown men at early age, like halflings and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not completely against as long as there's actual reasonings for it that are not going to
Right.
make it weird. And I preface, hey, if you're going to play a character that looks underage, you can't really romance. I'm sorry. You can probably
Yeah.
put it in their story that they used to be in a romance when they were, I don't know, looked normal, but because of
Right.
that,
Absolutely.
no more love. They've loved once and they're not going to love again. So, good excuse.
There you go.
But yeah.
Highly like and agree.
I've also
Like,
met people that have
comment,
done similar
subscribe,
things.
follow, repost,
And immediately
retweet.
it was either if I was DMing, it was like, no, not having that. Sorry, not humoring it. Especially if I've already had inklings that the person is a little
Is
weird when it comes to that stuff. Yeah. If you come in and you're wearing like you have like I don't know, even a keychain for a lolly
avocado.
character, I'm just like, okay, nope. But yeah.
Anyway, D&D.
Anyway, D&D, you've decided to continue on your trip. We're only on day 2, folks. I would like for someone to roll a D100 for me.
Pretty sure it was Alma that did this last time, or
I think it
I
was
rolled the people for the night.
99.
Why could it have been
Damn.
100?
So close.
Ominous number.
Not
We
quite good
instantly
enough.
teleport to the warehouse that Circe was.
Yes.
We're going to the Feywild.
Go Toon, here we come.
Bob gets very mad with us for messing with things we shouldn't be.
you get teleported to a Feywild, and Bob just sits there silently. I think I took a wrong turn.
Anastasia
This
gets
is-
another clone.
Guck's alive. Pearl wakes up. Versus high again.
East is back. And he's straight.
No,
Okay.
Oh God.
So,
That's evil,
For the-
Issa.
for the first half of this trip, are you guys want to have want to do anything, have a conversation about something, tinker, whatever the case is? Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Victor would be passively like working on like writing down either ideas or like working on an infusion for like similar to infusion to like that he has on his Arcanist gauntlets for his armor,
Mm-hmm.
but not good. But dude, since we're in a moving car, not going to commit to actually fully working on it.
Okay.
So he doesn't mess something up.
All right, for sure. Anyone else?
Can I take another look at the Griffith egg just to make sure that it's still thriving?
Go for it. You open the box. The warmth comes out of the box with the golden, not golden. It was like a brownish,
Mm.
rendering shape now at this point, egg, and it's looking like any minute now.
Oh,
The process seems to be quickening. It has been a couple of days since you've gotten it,
Mhm.
and you were never told how long it was going to take, I believe. But
No,
it seems to be getting close.
I'll replace the good berries that I left in there, and I'll put some new ones in, and then I'll close the box back up again,
All right.
just to make sure it's not already alive in there.
And Castilla shimmy next to wherever Alma's sitting and kind of lean in and go, "Can I talk to you about something?"
oh, yeah, for sure. What's up, Tuts?
What was. I know you said you wanted to leave Eden and all that, but. Why? Not change the scenery. There's something else, Alma. You were off the one time I asked.
I mean, it was mostly just the change of scenery. I mean, you saw Eden. It sucks ass there. Why would I want to live there forever? This was my chance to get out.
Right. But now what?
Well, now I'm out, so I figure out where I want to go next. The world's open. I can go anywhere I want.
Do you have any ideas then on where?
Oh God, no! I've never been outside. I wouldn't know what's out here. Do you have
So
any
what kind of
suggestions?
change? I mean, I like steak heist personally, but I like the cold and not the hot. I have been dying since we've stepped foot in the desert. Um,
What's the cold like?
cold?
Yeah, but is it like
I,
how cold?
as in you have to wear multiple layers cold? It snows a lot where I'm from. Kind of
That's
dead due to
that's like just like pieces of ice fall from the sky. Yeah.
yeah, frozen water. It, are you sure there's nothing going on, Alma, that you, I don't know, need help with? Physical, emotional support?
Well, I mean, there's now war, so that's I got to deal with that. But I mean, you're very sweet to ask, Dollface, but I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No, not really ever, but, what can you do?
Do you want to talk about it? That helps me.
I don't know. I don't know how to talk about it, if that makes sense.
I get that.
Do you ever feel like your life's not your own, you know?
I mean, no. I wish I could say I
Like,
did, but like I know where my life's going. I know the path it's gonna take, and I know that completely mine.
how are you certain on that?
I'm an oracle, babe. We have our ways.
So you know exactly what's gonna happen to you.
Let me have a little bit of mystery.
Okay. Then what are you doing a week from now?
Oh God, what time of day?
Any.
Mm. Well, if it's round about now, ideally I'd be eating lunch. I would be
what for
at.
lunch?
Well, I don't know yet, because I'm gonna be at some place I've never been before. Some big city with all kinds of people, and I just sit and I eat lunch. And I look around and I don't see a single familiar face. And that's not like a. I have nothing against familiar faces, but there's just a lot of interesting people everywhere. And the weather, it's nothing I've ever experienced before. And you know what I do? As I'm eating, I cast a little spell, just a cantrip. And it's no big deal. I'm not gonna get arrested, I'm not gonna get called out. I can just do it in full view of everyone. I do like a dancing lights. And maybe like a kid looks at it and's like, that's pretty cool, and like claps to something, but nobody throws up a fuss, and nobody knows who I am, and I'm just free for a bit, you know?
Yeah, that actually sounds nice. Were you punished for using magic?
It's Eden, dollface.
Right, I know
I did
that. You had
never.
to hide, but were you
Oh, I never got caught.
punished?
Can't be punished if I didn't get caught.
So you did do magic.
I'm a bard.
Right,
Did you miss that?
Alma.
I don't know what you're getting at. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm getting at now.
What about you? Where are you a week from now?
Uh, um, maybe I'm back home, at least for a second, telling my parents, or at least the two of them. Oh, yep, I saw the message from Abby.
Oh my god. The British are
The
dead.
curse. The curse is continuing its spreading.
All of the British are gone. They've all died.
I'm talking to them. We're probably crying. Maybe I'm fighting Swis's parents because I really don't like them. Or there's a monster, so we're taking care of that.
You should tell me about your family.
Oh, there's my dad, August, or father. My papa, Magnus. My mom, Isla. Then there's Astrid. And she's the oldest of us. And there's Callum. We're now technically the same age, which is still weird to think about.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, I'm 25. And then at the start of all this, we kind of something happened for 5 years. We were gone, but we didn't feel time move. So me, Circe, and Victor all are 5 years behind, if that makes sense.
Hold on. You skipped 5 whole years?
Yeah. Oh,
good
yeah.
lord.
No, my 5-year-old brother's now 10. It's yeah. No, like I didn't get to see 3 of my siblings grow up, and that's terrifying.
So you were born 30 years ago.
Yeah. I'm technically considered legally dead right now, which honestly I'd prefer, so until things move over.
Well, I'm sorry, Dollface. I can't imagine just missing 5 years of my parents' lives. I never had
Thanks.
siblings, so I can't speak for that, but
No? Just this is so stupid to ask. Your parents never had other children, or
no. I mean, one was kind of enough. Why spread it farther, you know? It's like there wasn't a need for more after the first, you know?
a need?
Oh, yeah. Keep the family going.
Wait, did your parents want children or have them for other means?
I never really asked. I didn't wasn't sure I wanted to find out the answer. They were nice, like they're nice parents. I love them very much. They love me very much. But I don't think it's exactly the direction Mom thought her life would go.
There's no other reasons. Bloodline?
What do you mean? We're not nobility. Sorry, no.
No, but the
We're
way
as
you
blue
phrased
collar as
it
they
is it
come.
right, but the way you phrased it, it's you were born for a reason, not for a want of children.
Yeah.
Do you... Never mind. Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna go into detail, cause Dollface, you're great, but it's not super something I talk about a lot. But family's got to keep on going. That's just the Lodeborn way. Oh God, I can finally use Lodeborn again. I don't have to say fucking Edenston. Thank God.
Vincent does sound very stupid, yes.
Right? I know they were trying to escape the name, but that's not the legacy. I mean, you're nobility, so of course you know how important a family legacy is. I'm sure you know all your ancestors 500 generations back.
I don't actually.
Oh, why not?
Well, my mom doesn't really have any siblings or was really close with her parents. My papa's family, a lot of them got sick. I mean, technically, my sisters, Astrid and Lillian, who are adopted, are technically also adopted by him. They're technically his nieces, because his brother and sister-in-law died when they were young, from some illness. And then with my father,
Have you ever spoken to him?
To who?
Well, the ones that the illness.
Lillian's and Astrid's parents.
Well, yeah, why not?
They're dead.
Yeah, I know.
Alma, you can't speak to the dead.
Yeah, you
They're
can.
gone.
You
I'm
guys,
sorry?
necromancy's not like super underground
Right.
out there too, right?
That's the thing. Sorry, I'm not. You talk to the people of your. You talk to your dead ancestors?
Oh yeah. No issue at all.
Wait, so you could just casually talk to them right now as if you're having tea?
I mean, I could certainly ask if they want to talk. I'm not.
Respectfully, is this a prank? Because that's
Why would
my dead ancestors don't hang around me, so
why would I joke about this? Do you want me to try?
yes. Now I'm curious. You have my attention. Way more
Okay.
than you already did before.
God, let's see if ghosts can keep up with a moving car. And Alma pulls out her tarot deck and just starts shuffling it. Jesse, would she have a way to try to reach out to Anko?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay, she's gonna do that. She doesn't usually reach out to him if she can help it recently, but I mean, if it's to impress a girl, obviously.
Oh, hot damn.
Mm.
Castilla doesn't know that, though.
Hey, girl, want to talk to your great grandpa?
Hey, babe, your girlfriend's pretty nice, but can she do this? Summons great grandfather.
Okay. Let Jesse prepare for a second here. This was not in preparation, but okay,
I
here we go.
imagine. Da 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 ba da 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 ba da da ba ba ba.
All right. It's gonna be interesting. In what way are you attempting to contact?
Using her arcane focus, which is her tarot cards.
Okay. You begin to focus on your tarot cards. I'm sorry. Uncle does respond in weird ways. And I'm trying to figure out how this is going to happen.
He possesses the
Okay.
car.
He possesses the car.
Beep beep.
Ghost machine.
Ghostbusters.
So you use the focus of your tarot cards, and in front of you, you get a somewhat visible representation of not detailed, but loosely silhouette.
Is he accompanied by the other two,
No,
per usual? Oh.
no, it is just him. For you, Castilla.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else, maybe nothing would be seen right now, but you see a shimmer in front of Alma.
Castilla's just being quiet and trying to be respectful, considering she's meeting a friend's dead relative right now. Perhaps.
Hello? Sorry to call you up like this. Just wanted to, say hi, I guess.
You get this initial attempted to speak, and you hear almost this scratchy reverberation, and then a self-acknowledgement from the figure, and a nod. This is strange. This is not usual to what you've done before. There seems to be some disruption, but not enough to not apparate.
Alma kind of looks over at Castilla and is just like, can you, see him, or? I'm not entirely sure how this
I-
looks to the outside.
See something in front of you.
That's, well, God, 15 generations back, I think? He's the easiest to
15?
get... Well, yeah, he's the easiest one to get in contact with.
Alma, I don't even know my grandparents. 15's
does-
insane.
That does feel more like a... It does feel strange to not know your grandparents, but, Uncle, this is Castilla. Castilla, this is Uncle. Yeah. How are, Grandpa and Great-Grandma? Usually they'd come with you, but I don't know why they're not here today.
Again, an attempt to speech, bit of just a scratchiness, not really a full verbal communication. And you can see the silhouette kind of as it speaks look around in confusion.
Is something wrong? Where are you?
The shimmer changes color for a second. It shifts to a more deep purple before it shifts back and then gone.
He's just gone.
Everything,
Just gone.
Huh. That wasn't
everything okay?
normal. Yeah, sorry, Circe, I was trying to summon, my great times many grandpa just to, introduce him and Castilla, but, something's off.
Me?
Sorry, was that not you who talked?
That
No.
was me.
My dumbass can't, tell voices apart.
That's okay.
Sorry, pretend I was talking to Castilla then. Yeah, something's wrong. I'm not sure what.
So you see 3 ghosts then?
Well, usually, yeah, but it was just the one today and he couldn't even talk.
Perhaps it's because you're on the move. Maybe we can, or well, you can try again later.
I don't think that's it. I don't know what it is, but the best place to talk to somebody is their resting place. The problem is that's 15 dwarf generations ago, so it might be difficult to find it, but I need to figure this out. This isn't something that it's good to lose the pulse of.
Right.
But anyway, sorry about that. Wish you could have met him. He's, well, very, very polite. Kind of sad, but very polite.
Is he sad because of, I don't know, dying or just sad?
I mean, it'd be rude to... Respectfully, it'd be rude to pass around family stuff like that.
Oh, right,
He's
right,
not
right.
here to
I
defend
just,
himself.
right, sorry.
Oh, good toots. Anyway, Alma puts the tarot deck away. Is that it?
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And hey, if you know a good gravesite for one of your ancestors, want to have a chat, I'll see what I can do. Maybe that's a weird offer. I'm sorry. I'm not too good at. I don't talk about magic openly anymore.
No, you are fine. For crying out loud, I literally go, "Hey, can I read your soul line?" You know, the thing that is your entire existence. A little weird. Maybe this is so stupid. Maybe if we ever run into my father again, do you think we could ask him?
The one who decided to wage war on my home, or one of the others?
Unfortunately, the one that decided to rage war.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Toots. It's great that you have a close relationship with your father, but
I don't I don't
you
anymore.
but I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's my relationships have been strained for many years due to the whole mask thing, and then finding out that it was all
Yeah,
for
what is with the mask thing? Don't get me wrong. It's like it's intriguing, it's mysterious, gives you a sort of fun, flirty air, but what is the deal with that?
I was told I was cursed, but apparently my face just happened to fall off because I had a robot body because I wasn't supposed to be born. It's a whole thing.
Well, I am
so
sorry that I called it fun and flirty. That sounds like it's, you know.
I mean, having a positive reflection of it would be kind of nice. Unfortunately, that was my face for 10 years. And now, whenever I look in the mirror, I don't see myself. See a face, but I don't feel like it's my own, even though it is. Does that make sense?
It might be different, but I think I kind of get what you're going for.
I don't want to get rid of it, even though I know I should, but it makes me feel like me.
Hey, if it works for you and it's hurting nobody, there's no reason to stop it.
Well, others say they can hear voices in it. That's the concern. But
they're not wearing it.
Can't
it's
get
not
rid
a problem, is it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, that's fine. And hey, listen, you got a good face from the Pixaroni I got back in Eden. But fuck, sorry, my brain reset halfway through the sentence.
You're good.
Yep, that's the end of the sentence. I forgot it.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Nope.
No.
We don't have to act it out, but partially the entire time, Circe has been pestering Bob to let her drive. Just like leaning up over the seat. Just like every now and again going, can I drive? Can I drive?
Circe, for the last time, this is our one means across the desert without going on foot. The last thing I want to happen is for... Uh-oh. It seems like we're having to cross... bridging through the rocks in front of us. And there's an encampment.
What?
Probably just fine individuals who just track out in the desert. If anything, we can just drive past and not pay any mind or attention of who's here. Wait a second.
Oh, God. That was a great start.
The car stops. Slowly, not rapidly. There's smoke rising from the encampment.
Oh, shit.
Well, I can find another way around. It might take us more time.
Is it like smoke from a small campfire smoke, or like something's on fire badly?
It seems like something may be on fire. Do a perception check. Go ahead, just to give you a more of a visual. It is still a little far off the distance.
Perception's not better. Oh no, that's a 10.
So,
but Circe's a wildfire druid. Wouldn't she know what a real fire looks like?
So let me just give you a location of where you are currently in the desert. On the map, you are now officially on the actual map.
Yay!
You're around the upper right, still in the desert area where the mountain area is kind of. See all the rocks just around everywhere. So in some of these spots, you have to kind of cross through these bridgings of the rocks, these openings, because there's a bunch of smaller, still fairly large, but smaller mountain hill areas, right? It's starting to become more rock and desert as opposed to just desert. In through one of these essentially entrances or passage through, there seems to be a camp. Large, could be some sort of area where traders meet up, or just one of these oasis type areas. You know, not an actual oasis, but a place of individuals who are out in the desert that have made life out here. Or absolutely also possible a camp of just ruffians, and anything in between. Um, Bob can go around. It will add time to the trip. But you can see initially that a ton of smoke is coming from that area. Definitely more than what a campfire would usually give. Well, I'm not completely in charge of everyone here. I I don't know if time is of the essence for us. I don't know how much more time it would take to go around instead of just going straight through. At the same time, it does concern me.
I mean, do we want? I could have a look. Just turn into a reasonably sized bird instead of a giant bird, and
Oh,
just have a look.
Circe, well, I know you have these abilities. Of all the people,
Don't look at me like that. I can be reasonable sometimes. If it's gonna take possibly a lot of extra time, wouldn't it be better if we could weigh up what actually was over there?
Verse pitches in. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea at all, honestly. Just some reconnaissance. Perhaps, maybe, I mean, it's the desert. Perhaps something just dry, caught on fire, and maybe one of the tents, homes out here just, or maybe someone needs help. Or maybe it is just a bunch of ruffians, and you can tell. Not trying to profile, but you can kind of tell.
He gets it. But I mean, if not everybody wants me to do it, I won't do it because, you know.
I mean, if it's a fire and people need help, we should head over, right?
But we don't know if people need help. It could be ruffians that want to kill us.
I'd rather take the chance and help somebody than, drive on by because I'm scared.
But
Just
that's
at
why
least looking from afar and making a judgment call.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
From that.
Just
So-
reconnaissance, Circe.
Yeah. I'm not. I've made Victa almost pass out from worry before. I won't do it again.
Hmm.
You weren't there for that. It was a big thing. I'm just.
It might not necessarily be a bad idea for you to get a visual of what's ahead of us before we decide to trek on or help. So,
Okay, after that, then.
Pessimist Bob.
It's all good. Sure. Okay. I'll open a window, I guess, unless they are already open. I suppose maybe it's hot. We probably have the windows down.
yeah. No magical AC in that car.
Damn it. And I'll turn into, mechanics-wise, a raven, but
Okay.
visually it would look more like, I don't know if you've ever seen those I can't remember what they're called, but they're little sandbirds that kind of bury sometimes in the sand. And they're kind of small, but it's brown for all intents and purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Telepathically, I'll be like, "Hey, I'll be back. It'll be quick. I hope. I'm not sure how fast this bird is. This isn't normally the form I go in." And I'll fly up into the air.
All right. And you're off. You fly off and approach. Are you trying to do this stealthily?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I would do I don't know how to explain. Like, it's just a normal bird. Like, I'm just gonna try and pretend that I'm a bird that's just
All right.
to be
Fair
flying
enough.
over.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
You approach, and you get closer. And as you get closer, the smoke becomes more apparent. You get close enough to be able to get somewhat of a visual of what's happening, and I'll allow you another perception check. And if you fail and you want to get more of you want to do another perception check, you'll have to get even closer. So
Okay. Well, the tiny birds do not have advantage. That's an eagle thing. Ooh. That was a natural 7 plus 5, so 12.
12. With that, from the distance that you've flown so far, you can tell that there's definitely a larger fire that's currently happening. The fire doesn't seem, from what you can tell in the distance, active. It seems that the smoke that's encompassing part of the encampment is coming from some of the I guess tents. You can't tell exactly what they are, especially because the smoke is engulfing part of this area. Would you like to head in further for another perception check, or is that enough information for you?
How much distance am I above or away from it? Because I feel like I could get a little bit closer.
Away, you're still a couple, let's say,
Like a reasonable distance.
a reasonable
away.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go a little closer. I'm a bird. I'm a nonchalant bird. I'm just flying, doing a flyover. You know, like I don't know, going back to my nest. Whatever birds do.
You fly close enough this time where you're not in it, but you're somewhat out of the encampment. Make another perception check. The DC goes down the closer you are.
Oh. Oh my god, I can't roll for shit. The natural 3. That's
Natural
5.
3.
That is
Okay.
not good.
With that roll, you can now tell for sure that the smoke is coming from encampments that were burned at one point and have
Good.
been marked off. You can tell that there's been a struggle here. You can't see many people, but you do see moving figures, smaller than people, in this encampment. But you're not getting a good grasp of the visual. You're trying to get a hang of your bird eyes.
These aren't the bird eyes I'm used to. Okay. Is there like a tree, like some trees, like those like stick?
No, it's more like,
No.
how do I say?
Palm trees.
It's almost like the rocks. It's in between a bridge point where the rocks are. If you've ever seen, like in a canyon, whenever the rocks connect at the top, but there's a hole at the bottom that you can cross through. Almost in a, I don't know how to explain. Let me see. I could probably get a better visual. Nope, I can't. I don't know what the proper wording is for this. But on both ends, there's large, almost mountain-sized, but not entirely. They're just like giant rocks. And the only way past is this hole that's open. It's just covered on the top by the rocks meeting.
The kind of bird that I'm thinking of is a thing that I saw at Leeds Castle, which is irrelevant. There are some birds that like go into cracks in walls to like lay
Here
nest.
we go. Actually, sorry. This is
No, it's fine.
I just found the perfect picture.
I'm
To
ready.
give you a visual of how it looks. Let's just arts, or in general, it's fine. That's how it looks right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know where we are. Okay. Can I like fly down toward like a larger rock?
Mhm.
I'd almost try to, cause the kind of thing I'm thinking in my head is there's some like birds that lay nests like in crevices in walls. Can I sort of make it like fly to find like a crevice and then sort of like make it look like I'm like, doing bird things, tucking myself inside, but I'm actually like trying to get a better view on what's
Okay.
happening.
Just for giggles, make a stealth check. Just for giggles.
Stealth. Oh no, that goes with my bird stuff. That's not a Circe stuff. That's a bird stuff.
I mean, at least you are just a fucking bird. That's like
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
helped.
natural to the area, not a bright blue butterfly or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh my god!
No, at least we're getting him out of the way.
What the fuck? That's another natural 3. Oh my lord.
The dice are not in your favor
They
today.
they want to kill me. That's what they want to do. It is +2 for the bird, so that is a 5
A 5.
total.
Okay.
I like slam into a wall.
So you're hide behind a rock. You feel like you're perfectly hidden.
I do a little bird sit. Like I'm like, this is comfy. This is where I am.
Yeah. One last
Way more
perception
rocks
check.
Way more rocks than should be reasonable come tumbling down from your perch.
One,
I'm like, oh shit. Oh, come for the love of everything that is holy in the
it
world.
really is.
Please roll above a 5. Okay, well it's above a 5. It's not that bad. I'm being dramatic. It is a 10 + 5, so 15.
15. That is a lot better. That is a lot better, especially as close as you are now. That's fine.
Oh my god.
You notice that a lot of things are piled in the middle. It's funny. It looks like this place is being ransacked because there's valuables there, but there's also spoons, a broken wooden leg, what looks like to be someone's undergarments, just a bunch of different things along with other valuables in there. And you look to the right, and there is what seems like to be the individuals, from what you can tell, that perhaps live here or have made encampment here, all tied up.
Oh.
Their mouths taped, and they're all kind of in one area with their arms tied to their legs, in the backwards, so kind of like kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
You also notice the 2 merchants that you've met before,
I knew I wanted to rob you for a reason.
also tied up in there.
Oh.
Shit. Okay, they're cool. Never mind.
I'm so quick to want to murder people.
So quick to throw
Why
them
are
under
you
the
so
bus.
distrustworthy?
I hate
And-
these men. I don't know why.
And that's when you hear, is that everything? No, there's much other shiny things in here, but we don't have the, how does it say, capacity to take. You look over to the speaking. What you see before you are, this is going to be hard to explain.
Oh, no.
You
Florida
see
man.
a cat, not a tabaxi,
Cat.
No, a cat standing up on its hind legs
Oh my god.
in what looks like to be armor as it grabs something on its mouth and walks towards the pile and drops it. You see another one with a large brim witch hat and a staff.
Wizard cat.
I
You
love
see
them
another
already.
one that looks like what you would expect an archer to look. The green hat, the bow on its back,
Robin Hood cat.
and another one that has a fur coat almost, but it's ripped, and a large axe on its back as well.
Holy shit. D&D cats.
We need to gather as much as we can, or else the Mog is going to, how do they say, boink us.
Boink.
Boink.
I'm obsessed.
Guys, we can't kill them. We can't.
They're just so cute.
That
Uh,
tells
you
us
s-
what they're trying to do.
You see the one with the wizard hat say, what are we going to do with the individuals who, how do they say, live in this dreary location? And the one with the axe says, well, we can always leave it to, how do they say, chance. And they all look at each other and they nod. Chance it is.
Chance is a person, isn't it?
And you see one of them pull out a multi-sided gem.
Oh.
Fucking god.
No,
Oh,
no, warp
okay,
cats,
God.
no.
No, it's very tiny.
Oh.
It's a D20.
It's a d20, and they roll it on the ground.
Oh.
Huh, that's unfortunate. They say worse things. Yes, death it is.
My
Circe
lord.
makes a signal.
And the one with the axe kind of like you. It's funny because they walk the way they walk with their little legs, especially with their hind legs. It's rapid. The legs move rapidly, but they're not moving much.
Can I hold on? As a raven, I have a thing called mimicry. So I can make sounds that sound like things.
Mm-hmm.
You
Can I-
can't specify a different type of bird than a
You
raven.
did specify it's not a raven.
Yeah, but I said mechanically it's a raven.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
Is
But that
that-
means you can't argue me mechanics for other birds.
I know, it's a bird. It's a raven. I already fucked it up because it should have been an owl, because owls have better perception, but that's beside the point. Can I try to make a noise that would
What?
distract the cat?
What kind of noise are you making?
Okay. For all intents and purposes, they look like cats, correct? Just regular house
yeah,
cats?
they look like cats that are wearing various stereotypical armors for different classes.
Oh my god. Are
They're
these...
house cats. Yeah, you see tabaxis, you see the real furry, fluffy ones. They're all variations.
Are these the guys from Monster Hunter?
I will. Oh my lord. Okay. Can I try to make the sound of? It says I can do basic people crying sounds. I'm gonna go with like animal chitterings, I guess. No, I'm gonna go with people. It sounds like me. It sounds like Circe. And I will just say it. I know she's gonna be like, I think it's over here. Because it kind of sounds like a bird still, but vaguely human. Well, mostly human. I think it's over here.
All right.
But I.
Yeah. No, you make the sound. Does this have an effect, or is it just you making the sound?
Hold on. They creature that hears the sound gets to make a DC Wisdom Insight check. It's not very good. Oh, hold on. It might actually be mine because I'm in wild shape. Hold on. Wild shape ruling check. Hold on. I'm not normally doing this. But they get to make a wisdom save, so they can do that. But now,
Okay. We'll say 2 of them catch the noise, and I'm gonna give you the black mage and the barbarian that hear it, if it makes sense. It makes sense actually. And let's do a wisdom check for both of them. Let's see. So
Okay,
this is for the magically inclined individual.
It is mine because it's wild shape, not polymorph.
That is only an 11. He's still not very wise. So.
No, me neither, buddy.
And then the other guy has a negative. Let's see. Oh, but that's still pretty good. All right. And then the other one gets a 16.
Oh, yeah, he just fails.
So they both fail.
I fail.
All right. What is the effect?
They believe it's real, so they would go toward wherever they heard it. Well, I guess it would depend on their own.
They would react to if it was real, what they would do. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, what would they do
if
they heard?
The one with the brimmed witch hat turn, and the other one, the one with the axe, also, and they look at each other. It seems, as they say, other individuals are coming. Well, the murdering must be quicker then. You know, it is procedure.
I will launch into the air. I will come out of wild shape, and at the same time, I'm gonna shoot up, basically like a flare into the air with produce flame.
Okay. And you do, and you catch them off guard, and they look at you for a second, and you shoot up the produced flame as a flare up. The rest of you, as you're waiting, whether in the car or not, you see it. All right, everybody get in. It seems Circe got herself into trouble.
I'm saving lives here, man.
And he revs the car up and drives as fast as he can forward. It's not going to take much time. So, they turn to look at you. Peculiar. A winged individual. Must I ask, what is it that you require? The one with the almost knight armor kind of walks forward. Not too near to you, but just forward enough.
I mean, not killing might be a good start.
Oh, that's impossible. We've rolled the device of fate, and fate has been given to the individuals in this very encampment. The one with the archer aesthetic, Robin Hoodie looking, pulls forward. They could have given up their shinies and not gotten in this predicament, but they did not.
I mean, people don't normally want to give up their shinies for nothing. Normally you do like an exchange of stuff, but like, that doesn't seem like what happened here.
Meow. That's not how it usually works. The King Mog usually says to take what we want, especially if it is within his liking, and shinies are always within his liking.
But is killing people within his liking too? Like, surely this is just a waste of time.
No, usually he prefers worse tortures.
Oh, fun. Okay.
At that time, the car would reach the front entrance, and you weren't too far off.
Wow, this is we're not big on murdering people, and I'm gonna have to insist that you don't. Otherwise it's gonna be like a bit of an issue.
What in the bloody hell is happening?
I
There
found
goes the
cat
cats.
people.
Oh no.
This is not what was expected from a signal like that.
I would.
Mitch's internet has died.
Everyone, watch what you say, please. Be careful.
They're cute.
Yes, they look cute. They are not cute. I'll tell you
No.
that right now.
They're
They're
big
called
on torture.
Mogs, and they are terrible individuals. Estranged Mogs. What is it that we are graced with your presence today? It seems someone understands, how do they say, proper speaking to mock.
Rude.
It is fine, small fairy person. It is not common. Right. If we can, I don't know, allow you to take the shiniest of shinies and leave the rest, as well as perhaps barter a reroll, then we can be on our way with no disturbance to protocol.
Am I back? Oh, my
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Let me speak amongst my individuals and see what we decide. And you see the five cats kind of hurtle together, almost like a football circle. And you hear a bunch of muffled meows.
I'm going to assume that this is Bob talking with them.
Yeah. All right. Let me break it down for you real quick. These are Mogs. They are tricky to deal with. Creatures of the Fae.
Nice.
You may not know necessarily Circe because they were originally creatures of the Fae, but they've since staked their presence in Baja mostly. They are not normal. And as much as a talking cat isn't normally normal, they are not necessarily alive. Think of elementals, kind of, similarly. They have strange rules, and they always abide by them. And there's gotta be a reason why they're collecting things, actually.
They said something for their king?
Oh, that's not good. A primal.
What?
You see the cats no longer her in a circle. I keep forgetting what the huddle. There you go. Boom. They step forward with their little steps. We decided that perhaps it is not wise for us to break tradition. You see, King Mog is active, awake. Unlike normal, he slumbers. And if he finds out in any manner that we, as they say, broken rules, then we will slumber for quite some time until we apparate again. why do you fear death? If, how do we say, we usually just apparate back afterwards. It is probably the least dangerous, punishing uh, thing that could be done. That's what a one does. It could have been 15, as they say, which is tickling toes. That's
Oh
terrible.
my.
Terrible.
Right. I'm afraid that we cannot let that happen. Unless the rest of the group is okay with it. I'm not one to speak. For all of us.
You all have your rules, and we have ours we have to follow. Isn't that right, everybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
And our rules say we cannot let those die.
And do you have someone, as they say, who would punish you if you do not follow these rules, like we do?
Yes. Very much so. That's why we rushed over here.
Both of you to make a deception check.
Oh.
Can
You
I
got a
roll-
primordial?
Can I roll persuasion? Because Bahamut
Can I-
judges us all and will punish us first with the next life.
Fair enough. You actually
Can I
have
also do
someone.
persuasion?
Why?
Oh
Give me a reason.
god.
Because Castilla knows
Tell it.
politics and knows that having a boss above your head stresses you the fuck out. So we get it,
And also
bestie.
just your consciousness, like just the weight of I left those people to fucking die to a group of fucking cats.
For what they're trying to mean, I think Alma's definition is closer, so I would say no, unfortunately, for deception.
Okay. So deception, great.
Hey,
Good.
it's okay.
31's real good.
I rolled 31
Yeah,
persuasion.
31's real good.
I rolled a 9.
Hmm.
Almost backing me up. Castilla's nervous.
They may not.
That's it.
Maybe they don't believe Castilla, but they're like, oh yeah, for sure.
You get
That
it.
one believes it. And
They
also,
look
Alma
at-
is the leader.
if we average out the two rolls, it's a 20.
They look at you, Castilla, first, and their cat eyes kind of do that thing where they focus in
Narrow?
and turn into narrow lines, yeah.
Hunter eyes.
And then they look towards you, Alma. Fair enough. I will say, as I say, we will take the things here, and we will not murder.
Mhm.
But we will re-roll and see what else we get. We still have to do something. And they grab the D20 that seems to be made out of complete emerald.
What if we did like a duel for it?
A duel.
Yeah, win against the stuff.
Interesting. Our king does enjoy, as they say, duels. And he watches over us.
Is it the lion guy?
Huh?
Lion.
Lion guy.
From the ball?
Oh
Talk to Spis?
no, I think it's a
No.
I
cat.
don't think he's an
No.
actual lion. He's a
Okay.
guy.
His name is just.
I wish so. That'd be cool.
That's just his name, yeah.
It's a guard.
Wait, he's not a furry?
No,
No.
he's just a normal.
I mean, he
being.
He's
could
a
be.
man.
He
I
could.
thought he was a furry this entire time.
He could be, but we didn't ask.
He might be a furry, but like not publicly.
The image on the
It's like he
map,
looks
the
like
guy,
a man.
The guy in red, that's close to Victor, that's that's the lion.
Oh.
He looks like
I
Thor.
really wanted him to be a furry.
Maybe Mickey, you need to design his fursuit then.
Not
Hmm.
doing that.
Perhaps his battle armor does resemble that of a lion. Is how
Let's
it-
Let's
go!
go!
Hercules type beats.
Did he go insane and murder his 2 children and his wife?
No, he's a good
Well,
man.
in his defense, if he did that, it probably was because he had some blood on him, and he, really didn't make out what it was.
Kratos.
What?
Kratos also killed his kids and his wife.
Oh,
It happens.
like
Yeah.
classic.
He was covered in their ashes. So
Ooh.
that's why
Oh,
he's
fun.
like,
That's
instantly
why
white.
so white.
anyways, cat duel.
A duel. The one with the axe looks. Well, a duel is, as they say, what entertains our king. And since he looks at us, that is an even trade. And they all look at each other and kind of look around and they nod. Yes, even trade. Even trade. Makes sense. Fine
Okay.
then.
Do you want to take 5 minutes and pick your champion? We'll take 5 minutes and pick ours, and then we have one honorable duel for the goods.
If you want a one-on-one, that is fine. But we can do a 5-on-5 if that's okay as well. But whichever is preferred, a duel is a duel.
Cats are gonna kick our ass.
They are. I'm excited for it, honestly.
Do we get like 5 minutes to decide?
5
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for your agreement. We will figure out what we're doing on our end.
And they skitter back a little bit to give you space.
Question, what do all the hostages look like right now?
They were terrified at first, and then they're now confused. And they were when a duel was mentioned for the stuff in their life, they were given like a nervous nod.
Oh, hold on. Not their lives, just the stuff.
Oh my god.
Their lives are assured. Their stuff is not.
Which honestly,
This is
the
meeting them
desert-
halfway.
Yeah,
Who knows how they take it?
They still
Almost
gotta.
very
They might
clear
want to
with what
roll their
we said.
dice again.
who knows? They might roll another nat one.
Ooh. So we're gonna beat some cats up? Is that what's going on?
I mean, that seems like the best way to help these people out.
Yeah. I don't.
And with how these Mogs that you said they were, how they talked, I doubt this will be the only group of people they do it to.
Oh,
And
no.
considering the large amount of refugees that are going to be coming in this direction, most likely.
They really liked the idea of torturing, so like, they don't seem like great, adorable little creatures.
Bob, you know these creatures though?
I do know Mogs. There's a reason why we know them very well. Well, my group. The individuals here know them as Mogs as well, but they may not know entirely their inner workings. Don't know how much you know about my time. They don't come from my time. No, they're entirely new and completely your guy. The way they came about, on the other hand, is very familiar. It, from what I understand, and if we were with my religious friend, we would know more. A group of regular cats, a lot of regular cats. I believe it's 10 in total, and it is only 10. There are only 10 Mogs in existence, all named. There are 5 of them here. They gathered around and decided to live in the Fae, or found their way there somehow and lived near a large amount of concentrated crystallized ether.
Hmm.
If my history tells anything, if anyone has enough imagination and worship, in some sense, as stupid as it is, even cats, and there's an absurd amount of ether, a depiction of a deity or a primal, as we call them, since they're not fully deities, more different classification should not exist, becomes apparated from their imagination and becomes an actual thing. And that is where the King Mog is. The dangerous thing about primals is that with enough ether and worship, they can be rebrought into materialization much more consistently. Do not follow the rules that the gods have placed upon themselves. The restrictions of operating their forms in some sort of physical sense. That being said, they tend to lay rule over a specific thing and don't have as much charge or power as the gods do. But they are still very, very strong and not something that should be easily should be dealt with care. I need to let him know at some point this primal needs to be rid of before it decides to do any more harm during its apparition.
So, was
So
challenging them
these
to a duel.
Mogs, these Mogs, how durable do you know? Are they? Do you know?
They are quite strong, but I feel like you guys can probably take them. It won't be easy. They do follow their visual rules. They are made with the abilities that they imagine themselves to have. They are quite narrow. So the barbarian's going to be a barbarian, the wizard's a wizard, so forth, so forth. That being said, together they're fairly more dangerous than alone, but there is still a higher risk if one gets sent against one.
And they're pretty honorable. Like they're not gonna like they seem like they follow a strict code, weirdly. So they're not gonna like turn on us and
They do. Just like the rules when it comes to primals and their worshippers, they definitely do tend to follow rules that apply to them and don't really try to break apart from it. Especially the Mogs. The Mogs are quite peculiar. To raise a primal, you don't necessarily have to be like the Mogs. But the Mogs somehow not only achieved to be able to raise a primal, but they themselves became something different, more akin to, I don't want to throw around the word demigod. They just don't die in normal means. The primal can bring them back, but they do leave for quite a minute once defeated and unapparated. They're similar to elementals.
so do we think it seems like it's a you know, could be a problem either way. If we send in a group, it's probably easier because we can, you know, look after each other. But if we send in one person, that's only, you know, possibly one person to revive if they die. So
I'll let you guys decide. This duel might be our only actual chance to get something out of this.
You know,
I fear. You
Hmm?
go. No, What were you saying, Alma? Apologies.
What if we meet them at their level? What if we roll a dice to figure out how many people we're sending in?
Oh, I love that idea.
Excellent. I think I have some dice here.
What color is Alma's dice?
Normal.
Oh, she's a boring bitch. Damn.
Okay. Fuck you.
Sorry. She's. Come on, Alma. Dice.
I don't think there's
Dice
a
girl.
thriving dice economy in Eden.
Gambling. Come on.
She doesn't gamble.
True. I'll give her that.
Like a
Uh,
d6 minus the 6.
it might be possible. They actually might agree to that, and for the amount of people sent in. If that's the way you want to do things, just be careful how much you humor them.
What?
I think it's fun.
It's so fun.
I don't think they like my attempts.
Best. I do feel it might be best to go as a group. Able to, like it was said, able to watch each other's backs and account for our weaknesses and strengths. Sending in only one would add too much variety in what could happen. We might all end up fighting anyway, or we aren't able to adapt correctly. The same would go for the one-on-one duel. It limits the amount of variety they have, but they have together, but they would have the element of surprise and not knowing what the hell they're able to do. Or
Well,
at
they
least
also
have
don't know
this-
what we're able to do.
I mean, it seems like there's reasons to do all of them and none of them. Maybe we should consult the dice.
We
I
can
mean,
do the
just-
dice.
If we humor the idea of one person going in, because did they say that we get to decide, or is it like a group thing? Like they say what they would prefer, we say what we would prefer?
Clarify that before we decide. How about that?
I think they inferred that you guys decide.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then I guess we don't have to have a backup.
I feel it best that we go into a group, but if
Do we need to worry about, and she points at the hostages. Like I know they're honorable, but like if you're starting to lose, how honorable is there, how much would they stick to that if they're starting to lose? Which they will, because we're so good.
we could possibly argue that they have no part that they, gesturing to the hostages, have no tie into the duel since their lives have already been promised. And
Yeah, it's just if they, if you're backed into a corner, how easily will they, not
if we manage
follow their.
if we manage to get the hostages out of the immediate vicinity, then that would be good enough for me.
Something tells
if
me they
they
wouldn't.
s-
They're not going to let us do that.
It would be worth a shot.
Alma, if we roll the dice, I think it'd be best if you don't fight. They seem to like you more than all of us so far.
So
And should
it's
some,
better for me to not fight because
well, maybe actually it might be better for you to fight. They like you. Whether it's good or
well,
bad,
let's
who knows?
see how many people we're sending in, and then we figure out who.
Oh, right, yeah, that would be smart.
Just out of curiosity.
I mean, the options that they said was that the Mogs said was either 1-on-1 or 5v5. They did not propose the dice. We did. They might.
I know.
They might accept the dice option, but they just as easily could reject it.
And we ask him.
Excuse me, sorry. We thought it might be interesting to sort of keep with your customs and roll to see how many people are in the fight. Alma's obviously addressing the cats. We wanted to get your take on it.
They look at each other and they turn to you. That is, as one says, interesting. Yes, and they all nod their heads. We would indulge that.
Wonderful. Okay, so they're on board,
and-
guys.
Clarifying, we both have the same amount depending on the dice roll, yes?
Oh, that's right. Moth Star, and you see one of the shadows that the sun's hitting the tent, and it's portraying a cat wearing nothing but black that has two daggers on his side.
Oh my god.
They're mine. Mine now. I call. I claim. This is Emily. This is Castilla. This is both.
Yes, 5-5. The eldest ones do not count. Their experience far exceeds ours, and it would not be a fair duel. I speak of the
driver?
horned one, I think, and the rather estranged one, I say.
They're called verse old. Ha.
Okay, so they're not allowed in our options. Is that right? Is that what you were?
That is correct.
Okay, sorry. I'm very easily confused. I mean, that's good for us because I feel like Bob is not. You're not doing too hot still with your. In the
That's
bullet
fine.
word.
I figured that's what they were going to say, anyways. They do tend to try to play as fair as possible. Well, to their own strange way of thinking is fair.
Okay.
So, would you like to be the one to roll the estranged orb of fate?
Oh, me?
Any of you?
Yeah,
If not, we
you.
can roll ours.
I can
Alma,
roll
you do
for
it.
Go ahead. Roll a d6. 6 is a reroll.
3.
I'm so
Three.
excited. Ooh,
Ooh.
Hmm.
Right in the middle.
middle of the road.
3 of us it is. You decide who you will send in for the duel, and we will decide who amongst us shall, the way they portray, participate.
That sounds fair to me. Thank you. All right, guys. 3.
And with that, you guys can decide amongst each others, and we'll come back to next session.
Good lord.
Oh god.
We got a whole week to plan, Jesse.
Oh, this party comp's gonna be cracked.
Oh,
well,
God.
folks,
I love them.
I
They're so cute.
immediately I want to know their names, how old they are. Can we befriend them? By God, I know Bob doesn't like them, but I like them.
Well, you know so far that the rogue is called Mothstar.
Mothstar?
I love the
Oh,
disparity.
they warrior
It's
cats.
They do have warrior cat names. Yes.
I love
Ooh.
that.
Sorry, that was an overreaction.
No, it's not.
I love the fact that you guys are all like reacting in like how you would to a normal cat. Meanwhile, I just want to fucking fireball them and call it done. Like,
I'm not treating them like cats. I'm treating them like people. With
Watch
an
out for that
interesting
wizard
and
cat.
violent culture.
That wizard cat might
will
have
fuck us
counterspell.
up.
This is your first interaction with something that has a connection to these things called primals, which are not primordials.
Primals.
Yeah, you've been
Right.
explained this very early on. This was part of the
Remember.
history of back then. The old world, the original strange for otherworldly creatures, the closer they got, the more they affected the ether. And then with
The
that,
skin book guys?
with that, they the high concentration of ether in that realm caused people to groups to start worshiping their own ideals and creating these estranged godlike but not really god creatures called primals, and they tend to follow rules. And back then there were groups that were organized to slay these primals because their apparition always causes some sort of, whether natural or some other way, um, destruction in their wake.
May I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
Guck said a while back there was something basically his parent, I believe his dad, wanted him to do of like becoming god, and it was a whole cult thing.
Mhm.
Did he mean he was going to be turned or like raised to be a primal, not a
That can be
primordial?
that can be inferred.
Okay, because I couldn't remember if he explicitly said it.
He didn't say it specifically, but that could be something that you've gathered from the information that's been given to you, that perhaps, especially because he's from that time period, that there was an
Mhm.
attempted rise of primordialism for his son.
That's a little weird.
Mm.
Poor Guck. Jesus, that's a little fucked up. I miss Guck. Sorry.
Soon we'll get him back.
Yeah, he needs to meet our Mog friends. We're gonna become besties with.
We don't
oh,
kill
no,
them.
definitely gonna become friends.
I mean, at least
Totally.
2 of them get to live based on the number that we rolled.
Also, you've been explained this before, but you may not remember. This was when I gave you like the loose interpretation of what primals are. Primals do not die. You
Yeah.
deapparate them, and they break into ether and re-enter the stream. And if the individuals who worship them with enough ether pray for them again, they can reapparate from the stream itself.
Like
And
the
that's
dragon god.
that's one of the difficulties of primals, is that there's no known, even in that time period, as far as we know, a way to permanently rid them. Unlike the gods, who the people from your time, the ancient, from your actual history from this realm, had created devices that were capable of unaliving gods.
Oh
It is
boy.
that is a strange connection to the actual ether of the realm that creates a difficulty of how to rid a primal.
God. So we have a cat demigod, basically.
Yeah, the King Mog. They're called Mogs, technically.
Mog.
Mog.
I love
Hold
them
on, I
all.
just need to
Okay,
send an obligatory
He enjoys
purposes-
Bloodsport.
For purpose of some spells like hold person, do these count as humanoids?
No, not even that kind of
All right
humanoid.
then.
Damn it.
Good to know.
They're just little guys.
Why do I feel like Spis is
Also,
gonna
I
be
lo-
in the fight?
Smash some
You're our tank.
stuff.
You're only front line.
I know, I was just thinking about this. I'm like, damn, no matter what, I'm probably gonna be.
I feel like it should be Spis, Circe, Castilla.
A magic user who's also a healer. Spis is our tank, and Castilla can skedaddle.
Yeah.
Also, she still has 3 wild magic charges on her gun.
Do you reckon they'd get offended if I summoned Osera? Would that ruin the rules of the fight?
Oh, Sarah's technically magic, but also a
She
giant
is?
Feywild cat.
Who knows?
I just really get Alma
What?
to convince them that it's an extension of my being. Which it kind of is, but she's also not.
She's my kitty sister from another mister.
Yeah, she's my bester. She
So
helps me do cool stuff.
these cat.
I definitely know that Victor's not gonna be on the sidelines.
Rip. These cat things, their like abilities and stuff. It's basically like what they imagine it can be. It's supposed to be, right?
Yep.
What they
So,
can or have.
As far as you know, what was explained to you is that they imagined what they were, and they became that. And whatever they think that those classes have abilities of, they can do.
They could be insane versions of those classes. They could
They
be like,
usually
yeah.
will fall within the realm of the stereotypical class, but how that is portrayed varies.
The rogue cat is like, yeah, rogues should be able to attack twice in one turn.
In fact, I can snap my paws and God is dead.
That's an
When
ability
it
I
comes,
have.
when it comes to ether, it depends. Is it possible that something can have enough ether to do that? Yes, but they would have to have enough ether to circumvent the amount of ether a god has in order to do something that ridiculous. The more ether you have, for things like this that mess with it in some sort of unorthodox way, when it comes to like gods and things that are demigod-esque, the more you can affect things that have lower ether than you.
Oh yeah, that's how they like. We've had the occasional force to the ground vibe.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
question was gonna be actually, they can't like, because they're basically imagining what they're able to do. They can't like learn and change it based on what they observe of other people doing, right?
Who knows?
Fuck.
So,
They watch Spis turn into like a lightning bird, and they're like, I can do that too.
like,
That's so crazy. I'm also a druid, so hold on.
Or are we just gonna get actually my mermaid OC can do XYZ? Is that what
Yeah.
this is gonna be?
Yeah.
Mine can talk to sharks
Can't
and
have a
swim.
laser gun.
I have a laser gun that can shoot through any shield. Well, I have shield that blocks any laser. Also, looking at my spell list, I realized that the
Love the cats.
surprising lack of wizard spells I have, because Vita can prepare 10 wizard spells, and he has 14 wizard spells.
Classic.
I need to find scrolls. I need to find scrolls and copy them down.
You've been saying you would look for them, and you haven't really like attempted to look for them that often.
It's hard to do that when you're in the rubbles of a city or the desert.
you can
That's
loot,
true.
you can loot a city.
You have found
And-
some too, and you've only taken some of them.
We have found 2: Modify Memory and Scry. Those are the only 2 spell scrolls that we have found naturally. Without
more
like
nosy.
deliberately.
Raid Castilla's house. You never know.
Honestly, I'm tempted to do that because I'm sure that the Royal
Ask-
Library has plenty of scrolls.
Ask Isla, and honestly, knowing her, she'd be like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah, she gave you Scry specifically. She said to give it to you.
Yeah, and honestly, given the time that we've had, I would not. I feel like it would not be out of the question for Vigda to copy to have copied them down by this point, but
Yeah.
he does not have. But both of them are fifth. Both the spells that he has are 5th level, and he doesn't have any slots. So
Oh, multi-class problems.
that's the only constraint. I don't even know. I'm, actually, no. 10th level probably most definitely would have 5th level. But then if he didn't multi-class, we wouldn't have Rem. So
Rem's more important.
Yeah.
I mean that, like,
honestly,
he really is.
like Victa, honestly, Victa would not feel like Victa if he was only a wizard.
He needs the flavor.
He needs to be able to tinker.
All right, peeps. Well, I'll see you guys next week, next Friday.
See ya.
Ooh, I'll
See
be
you
on
next
spring
week.
break then.
Woo.
Woo!
Yo.
Farewell.
Unless that wasn't the Friday you were supposed to do something, was it?
28th,
28th. Okay.
last Friday of the month.
Okay. For sure.
And I was told Bentley's allowed to go, so he's gonna wear a
The
little suit.
28th.
Yo.
I will send pictures.
No.
Yo.
Yes.
Well then, see you next week Friday.
Yeah.
Farewell.
Well.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.